Welcome to Game Changer Weekly. John, how are you doing tonight?
Woo! I'm doing good so far. I think we're finally getting to settle down and go back to normalcy a little bit. The last 2 weeks were fucking wild.
There's
I
been
just
no
want to say,
news.
oh gosh, dude. But thank you so much to Brett. He came on here. This was our first show that went over 5,000 views. Thank you so much for that. That was something amazing. And then also last week, thank you so much to Effie for coming on again. In a very controversial time, I will tell everyone up front, I scheduled that interview a week, 2 weeks before anything happened. So all this went down, and I'm in my head going, oh no. And B, you're doing the same thing. It was like, oh boy, this is going to make for a very colorful interview. So, yeah, how you doing tonight, B?
I'm trying to relax today. Yeah, I was kind of watching the Twitter today as we're going. I was like, okay, I think we're gonna have a normal review show tonight. Not saying that the last 2 weeks, yes, they've been wild. It's been interesting, that's for sure. I think one thing I guess I could have to say is I'm just happy that Effie and Brett both decided and kind of felt comfortable using our platform to get their side of the stories out. And that's what kind of this platform is for, to hear the wrestlers, hear Brett, hear GCW talent, give their side of the stories to things and tell their stories in their interviews that we do, like how we did with Effie and stuff. So I am happy that we are being used for the platform. But yeah, it is kind of nice to hopefully have a nice chill review tonight with a nice, easy, calm chat. And yeah, I'm ready for a relaxed week this week.
We're just chill guys, you know? You know what? I said I wasn't going to look at chat and just kind of go with the flow tonight, but hello, Clown. Welcome. Good to see you here. Curios and Milk. Hello. Much love from across the pond. Great one. Yeah, I can vouch that you did have, yes. Great one is our West Coast correspondent. So when things went down, I said, hey, just letting you know, here's what's going on. Right behind that, our East Coast correspondent. How you doing tonight, Frankie? Man,
Yes,
oh man.
So
the year's almost... Well, so far, well, we'll see how the night goes. This is going to be an interesting one.
We're gonna see some special guests later, probably.
Time to check some numbers. All right, B. Without looking, who's performed at the most GCW shows this year so far?
My guess would be Jimmy Lloyd.
You're correct. Jimmy Lloyd, 52 appearances so far this year. Right behind that with Joey? 51. Mance Warner. Joey Janela was number 3 at 49.
I was going to go Joey and Mance as my 2 and 3.
All right. So then who has the most losses at GCW right now?
Jimmy Lloyd.
Broski Jimmy has the most losses at GCW right now. Almost double, 42. Marcus Mathers then with 24. So, I mean, he's damn near doubled on that one. Okay, so then who do you think has the most wins at GCW at this current time?
I am going to go with Mance Warner.
Mance Warner's third with 30. Joey Janela is second with 31. And number 1 is Effie with 33 wins.
I was gonna go Effie, but I was like, no, he had like that tough time with Mance and stuff. So I went with Mance since he was a champion. I didn't think about that. I was should have stuck my gut feeling.
You may or may not know this one too. Who has the most draws in GCW this year so far?
I'm gonna take a wild guess, and it's a tie of Mance and Effie, just because you said so last week. Like all this that story was a draw, or no contest.
So many, 14 for Mance Warner, 14 draws. The next one in second place would be Effie with 7. And of course, those storylines kind of go together. So yeah, we're talking 21 draws between the both of them. But again, that one draw can also be counted if they worked with each other. You know what I mean? So I can't imagine how many draws actually were because of Mance Warner. I don't want to go back and even look at that one.
I don't even want to go into like my thoughts on that, just because I could take like 20 minutes, but that's just too many in a year. Like we will probably get into it later if what we were kind of talking about before the podcast, if we get to that. It's the 14's a lot in 1 year.
All right, I need a number from you. How many people have wrestled at least 10 matches for GCW this year? What do you think that would be?
25.
Close. 55. 55 people have had at least 10 matches at GCW this year. Okay. Who has at least 10 wins? How many have at least 10 wins clocked in at GCW, do you think?
75.
27 people have 10 or more wins at GCW right now.
Wow.
A lot of jobbing going on. Who knows? Actually, we'll look at that right now. Who has 10 or more losses at GCW?
I'm going to guess that number's smaller. I'm going to get 15.
26.
Oh.
So that's almost the numbers that I have here. I have a couple more that are just for fun. 245 people have had only one match at GCW this year. Also, 485 have wrestled for GCW this year.
Wow.
485 names, man. And I would have to say, you and I have covered probably almost all of them.
Yes. And I even sent out some notes to some people that were asking for a review show that we missed out on, or one or two of them. And I luckily still did take notes of it like a sicko and had the notes. I was able to get the notes to some talent and share that as well. 450. That's a lot, man. Woof.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many of those 250 were at the collective and clusterfuck?
Well, the cluster does move that number
collective
up quite
had
a bit.
half that night.
Oh my goodness. So I think that's everything. How are we doing on time? We got enough people in here to kind of get rolling?
We have 97. Here we go. Wrestle Dads with some more trivia. How many GCW title matches?
Okay, if you want to go with the GCW World Championship so far, 40. This year you have 26 defenses from Mance Warner, and I think if you count Janela, he had 2 matches, one where he won it, and then one before that. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm not gonna lie if I sit here and try to add them up, but I can tell you it's 11 plus 2 plus 27. 11, 2, and 27. That's 40?
38. Yep.
30, 38. So there you go. That's how many title defenses we've had so far this year at GCW. That's not bad given. Oh, I'd have to count how many shows we've had so far.
True, yeah, a lot.
That's too many numbers. Yeah, but I think we're good to go. You want to slip right into our first match of the night, or was there anything else that you had to talk about before we moved forward?
Let me do a quick double check. I don't believe so. Nope, we're good to go. All right. Sorry, I gotta put this one. Are you in town? You want to be in a battle royal? I like that. All right, our first show that we are covering tonight is GCW's Ransom, coming to us from the Egypt Shrine Center in Tampa, Florida.
This is GCW's 4th show at the Egypt Shrine Center. They needed a big GCW flag on that back wall. I posted it on Twitter. It would have looked good in clips and replays. We'll just kind of go with that for a minute. If we can get a big vinyl or a basic fabric flag, that would be so awesome to carry around with us. Make one black and white, make maybe one white on black, versatile colors, one-time purchases. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Do you have anything about that? I like the flags. I think we should have more.
Yeah, I like whenever they do kind of have the flags, whenever they can't put anything else up in the venue for like promotion for GCW. Flag is definitely at least the minimum. I like it. I saw your little picture. Yeah, if they had a big flag back there, that would add a little bit to the show.
You saw my juvenile drawing there. I did that with my finger. Yeah, right there. Frankie said no flag is a crime. He said, for example, my giant 5x8 flag is seen at the Hammerstein and the American Dream Mall only cost me $40 shipped on Amazon. So there you go. Now, again, I don't think Frank or I would really mention that, but I don't believe that is a size that GCW offers. So, wow, that is a 5x8 is gorgeous. That's a beautiful flag.
I think that's what we got.
All right. I don't even know what mine is. I think it's a 5x3. Mine's big, but it ain't no damn 5x8. Let's see.
Oh,
yep,
sorry.
tie-dye. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, Quirios. If I could get something arranged in time, I would have loved to have done tie-dye flags for
And
Big Gay
I'll go.
Brunch, because they would have went over like wildfire.
I'll go here with great one here. Like just fold it up like that. We packed the luggage, 3 days worth of luggage and everything. Just fold up the flag and there you go. Like I don't know. That's just my little thing there. Yeah, yeah, I like the flag idea. I always like added something. Like I think when they were at the I forgot what little kind of bar like, or they had like a bar right next to the ring and stuff like that. And you can see a flag there. I think a flag is something that easy, simple that could help promote the show and stuff like that and make it look a little bit better.
Fold it up, put it in a plastic baggie, take it to the next show. Another thing that would be fun, like the collector in me says that you should number them, and over time you could actually list where they have flown and sell them for a little more because they've been at 24 different shows, or this one's hung for 2 years, or again, that's just collector speak. The total showtime was a healthy 3 hours and 41 minutes. There were lots of promotion set aside for the Hammerstein show, and deservedly so. The crowd was loud at times. I actually got a hold of Ash from GoPro to let him know that he did an excellent job with the audio on that show. If you go back and listen, you can hear the crowd. You feel like you're there live because there's reverb. You could, you could hear the mat sounds. Everything I think was great. It didn't feel like you were watching a show almost on mute with just 100% cranked up commentary. Like everything felt fairly balanced. I had to go back a second time to watch it to really catch it. But when you have an ear for it, you'll be like, you know what? This is easily a very, listenable show for GCW above others. But yeah, worth mentioning. We missed Dave Prazak tonight, sadly. Brett and Emil were primarily on commentary duty. Emil played Joey Styles and went alone on some of the matches. We heard from Dominic Guarini in the first match also. That would be his second time in the mic in the last couple months here. And I was just going to ask you, B, do you like talents and others like stepping up on the microphone and just, adding their flavor?
Yep, I made quite a few notes on that almost during each match. I like especially when Fuego did a really good job on commentary the next night. But yeah, I absolutely like especially like in that tag match, like hearing Guarini talk, like it makes sense. Like promote if you're not going to wrestle, or if you are wrestling later, like as a champion. Like I think I talked about last week. I love all the new mic time everyone seems to be getting. That's something we haven't seen on a lot, and I'm all for that. I want it. Stories. Like I'm sorry, like I know that's a big talking point, but like right now, stories, especially going into Hammerstein, and the only way you could tell these stories is through commentary, through the promos, through the shows that you're showing on TV. Because like we see a couple people using social media, and I'm happy to see Mason, Atticus, Cardona always still using. Cardona kind of got away from it a little bit, but I mean, I love when wrestlers kind of could further their stories either on the show or outside the show, but especially on the show to add further by, as you said, they promoted Hammerstein to the moon and back this weekend. And I think a really good promotion that is to have your tag champions on commentary and causing little friction during matches. And so I enjoyed it a lot. And I do like to hear some of the wrestlers do kill it. Some of them, yeah, you could tell they're just there to just fill the time in for that match or whatever. But I think like I said, Fuego, I think, did a really good job on commentary. And I didn't even realize Prazak. I didn't even notice the whole first shot. Like, I didn't listen to it fully, but I was like, listening to the section. I'm like, we haven't had Prazak all weekend? Like, it clicked on it the second night. I was like, yeah, it's kind of weird to be missing Prazak to help further along the stories, but I do miss him and can't wait to him come back. But the wrestlers filling in, I think, did a great job this weekend.
Yeah, great one agrees with you here. I do like wrestlers commentating on their rivals' matches. Right there. You're selling the story. Come on now.
I mean, how many times in WWE you hear like the champion come out and watching the challengers match and talking shit on commentary, getting involved and creating stories? I think that's going to be a big part right now for GCWs. I think they're going to have to find kind of the stories to get fans invested. And I think that's what they're doing right now. I think that's why we're seeing a lot more promo times after these matches and more wrestlers on commentary, Brett on commentary, promoting Hammerstein. I was a fan of that.
Well, you know, it's all about personalities, and they're selling their personalities to the fans who want to see more of them and want to hear more of them. And you were right about Fuego. He's a natural on the microphone, period. You put him on a microphone in the ring. I listen to him sometime on his Twitch account. Like, dude just has a natural motor that is just perfect for talking on a mic.
Yeah, I think he did a really good job. It was nice hearing his voice too. His voice came across good. I loved his enthusiasm. Like, I think like he did a really good job, especially later. I have it in my notes. The Manders and McCoy match. I think that was like where he's really shined for me.
All right. Well, yeah. Did we get into the first match or no?
No, we did not, but here we go. Our first match is a 4-way tag match, as the teams were the Garbage Daddies, Culture Inc., Main Event, and the Bob Squad.
So Dominic Guarini and Lauderdale were on the mic first. I just wrote in here, entertaining. I like the Bob Squad. That ends up sticking. I don't know how. I have some alternate team names just in case between Bobby Flacco and Teriyaki. I have Flacco Yaki, which kind of has a ring to it. And my favorite, Terry Bobby. I don't know. It just it has that Southern ring to it a little bit there. Welcome back, Culture Inc. Last seen on January 26th of this year at GCW's Look at Me right there in Tampa. And welcome back, Main Event. Last seen May 19th, also this year at the Sunday Night Special, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. I just wrote in here, innovative, fast-paced offense, definitely worthy of a GCW opener. I think that's the best way to put it. It was really nice to see just a high-energy GCW opener, and they delivered with 2 handfuls. Our winner here in a little over 9 quick minutes, the Garbage Daddies.
I wrote this match was made for me. I love all the tag teams in this. I'm always excited to see Culture Inc. in a GCW ring. Same can be said for Main Event and the Bob Squad. I agree with you. The action was all over the place. Right here, first comment. I enjoyed hearing Brett on commentary and really looking forward to what he could provide for Hammerstein. Cole looked really crisp in the ring tonight. And Alec got the crowd hot as the Garbage Daddies picked up the victory. I enjoyed it, and it was, as you said, high action tag team. But the Bob Squad, I do like that tag team. At first, like when I saw them, I'm like, I'll see how this goes, and then like immediately you could see like the chemistry and like the history and like how they know each other. So I was an immediate fan of the Bob Squad, and Teriyaki is just so good in the ring, man. Like the next night too in Atlanta, he killed it in Atlanta. So I'm happy to see Teriyaki back on GCW programming.
Okay, just before we go on, I'm just going to tell you, I'm disappointed. Terry lost his hair. I miss Teriyaki's hair, man. Dude, I'm just a big fan of the locks. He had him in there. I thought it was cool looking. We'll get adjusted to it in time. It does not matter what he looks like. All that matters is what he does out there. But yeah, I was just crying a tear for the hair because I thought it's a great look. And now he's on to his new look. This happens with every wrestler. You just got to roll with it, man.
I'll give him time.
Yeah.
Our second matchup was Marcus Mathers versus Megan Bain.
Almost a 14-minute match here. We had Brett and Emil on commentary. Brett was heavily putting over Megan. Emil was also agreeing with a fair amount of the statements. Something tells me she's in line for a big push. I'll stop right there. What do you think? Sounds like she's kind of in line for a very large push.
I think she's in the middle of it still, not taking any losses, getting these big high-profile matchups, and picking up the victory in all of them. Yeah, I definitely say she's a push. We kind of talked about before JCW stuff. I'm not going to change that thought. I think JCW title would be a very strong belt for her to hold and very good showcase to show what she could do with those kind of talents in a title defense setting.
Poor Marcus Mathers got booed. We don't hear that often in GCW either. I really found that interesting. This weekend at both shows, they had their own mindset sometimes on who was heel and who was face. But it just goes to show Bain is so far over that even Marcus Mathers can't do right in front of that crowd.
Yeah, I I was looking forward to seeing a Mathers working heel in this match. As Great One said, I was immediately kind of thought when I saw this match that Mathers would be the one working heel, and so we get to see a different. He gets to showcase a different version of his character in wrestling, and which I think is good for this WWID stuff. He gets to show his holy shit, whole well-roundedness and willing to adapt to whatever they call for him. I think it was kind of. I like seeing these matchups every once in a while, but later in my notes, I kind of wrote that it kind of did kind of seem counterproductive later on in the next night.
But I do see the crowd think kind of coming together here, because even when she came out, within a minute or two, you're seeing on Twitter, hey, look, she is GCW, so on and so forth. So people are getting invested, and you and I, man, we were on it from the minute she stepped in GCW. We're like, she's going to do it. I still say to this day, if there was a women's division, she would have 100% turned it on its head from day one. Our winner here was, again, Megan Bayne. The crowd was invested in typical GCW style. I just wrote here, the number 2 match went hard.
I wrote that it was an interesting matchup, just based off of having kind of two faces, as we all kind of know, seen and know from both of them. And like I said earlier, it's nice seeing Mathers work heel. I like that knee. This spot was crazy. The knee from Marcus when he countered the spear from Megan Bayne, and like he clocked her hard on that knee, and then her countering that spear or countering his I forgot what he was trying to do, but he came from the second rope, and she speared him right after that. I thought that was a cool little segment and spot in that match, and I thought this was a fun, well executed match. And Megan Bayne, pick up another victory, keep the momentum going for Hammerstein. That's another thing. I don't think we've seen a matchup for her announced it either. I'm kind of interested. I'm interested. I have it in the later on kind of talking point later. Some names that don't have matches for Hammerstein. I wonder what's in place for them right now.
I've got a great one for Megan Bayne. We can talk about it now or later, so it's up to you.
Well, Megan, right?
Yeah, now. You said a little later. Well, okay, so it's about Megan. I would have had if all stories are the same, Effie has to work twice in that night if he wins against Allie. If it's just a qualifying match, I would have put that match on a previous show and make that the main event to sell tickets there. Or I would put it on the pre-show. Now, my thought process is there really isn't a reason why Effie should be out there twice in one night if he does win, unless you're trying to make it look epic. I get that.
Daniel Bryan
story. But yes, otherwise, my thought process is we have the old guard and the new guard. I would have put Megan Bayne up against Allie Catch, and then I would have let there be some almost personal looking heat go between them. You've been around GCW this many years. Guess what? I just got here. You ain't shit. I'll show you. Blah, 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 blah. We could have had Megan Bayne and Allie, and that would have been a very interesting. That would have split the crowd in a very interesting way. So I felt like that would be where I would have put her instead of putting her with the Effie and Allie story. And I maybe would have had the Effie Allie story start after Hammerstein. So if Effie wins the title, boom. If Allie wins the title, Effie's ready. So there's,
that's a good way to do it, because I that's what, when you were kind of brought it up, I wanted to search, because I did make some notes similar to that during the Allie match. I want to see like Allie. Megan Bayne is like a perfect example of this. I want to see her right now in these next couple of weeks. I wanted to see her in more elevated, higher profile matches to help build her resume going into Hammerstein. Because no offense, if we go look at win-loss records, and that's another thing I got notes on later, is it doesn't make sense right now. Like, yes, Allie is a fixture of the show, but like I think momentum-wise, if other than turning on Effie, she has like nowhere to be. In my opinion, she should be nowhere near the world title just based off wins, losses. And I think I wanted to see her build up some momentum, have some bigger names to beat, like a Megan Bayne, like maybe even a Marcus Mathers is a little bigger name than Hunter Drake the next night. Like, I wanted to see her kind of get, as you said, build up that heat and build up like a respectable resume in the current time that she's going for the belt, not using the rest of her history in GCW, but at the current times going into Hammerstein and use these bigger names to heat her up and get her hot for Hammerstein. Because right now it feels like, I don't know, but Frank, I don't know if you're saying like Ali. Like for me, I think Effie's getting the double win and getting getting the New York City moment. That's for me. I would be doing. That's a good thing you said. Like I would have made it just straight worry about Effie and Mance, and then as you said, have that match be later on, and maybe like Ali loses it again, and then Bane comes in and somehow I just think there was different ways to heat Ali up into this where she's just being thrown in there and it's now just kind of being set as another table or stone against Effie instead of them being able to tell like their actual story. I don't know. Like, I know I went on like 4 different ways there. I want to see the wins and losses matter going into Hammerstein to make sense. And Ali beating Hunter does nothing for me going into this one.
Interesting. Well, she did beat the shit out of Microman. Great one said that right there. And Microman has one of the best records of 2024. That's hard to argue.
That is there we go. Here's my thing. This is my kind of ultimate thing. Like everyone else is going through wars and Ali's just like got the easy road. I don't know. I'll get more on it later, I guess. I went 5 different ways and lost my full train of thought there. Not that I ever usually have it.
Well, public opinion that's going through that I'm seeing in different places is this really doesn't need to happen for Effie. This is Ali's match. And most people are hoping that Effie goes to the championship and wins because most people feel that it's his time. It's been years. He's done a ton of work, but there's also the other side that say, look, it's going to be sad if Mance loses, which I'm in the camp where I want to see Effie win, but Mance losing is also difficult. So I don't know. I like what changes Ali did do though, because the hair, the look, the attitude is a lot more believable. I like that the crowd fucks with her. She's fucking right back immediately. So I'll go with that. But right now it just feels like that her story is very similar to Mance Warner's story with Effie. So unless she gets super personal, I don't see where it isn't going to be very similar to Mance's. And we're seeing the story, then a almost mini story happen on the same show, which is very interesting. Very interesting. Like I said, I would have put her up against Bane, had the old guard versus the new guard, and let the fur fly.
Yeah, that's a good like matchup, I think, for both of them at this point right now. I don't know if Ali killed Hunter Drake. I got that later on too. Like, but if she would have destroyed Hunter Drake and Hunter had no offense, I'm fine for it because as you were saying, John, it's showing her badass, her character change, her attitude change. Like, fuck you, I'm not going to go 50-50 on a match. Like, if I'm going for the title against Mance Warner, I should not be almost getting beat by Hunter Drake a month prior going into it. Like that, like to me, Ali, I think is so, even though she picked up the win against Microman and Hunter, like I think the momentum and the heat is not where it could be or should be right now. And I think, as you were said, I maybe don't put her in this Hammerstein because if she loses, there goes all that short heat she just got. And now she's got to restart all over again. Let her create more heat and get more heat to be the one to go after Effie and Mance. As you said, after that story's told, and then now Ali and Effie could go back to their story. And if you heat her up right and get the heel heat that she is getting, but also make her look like a credible threat with the wins and losses, then you got a story right there, right after Hammerstein.
If she sticks with what she's doing now, longevity alone, I think it's going to work. She's going to have herself in a catty kind of attitude, pun and no pun intended here, that I think may be working for her very well. She's like, I've been nice for years, so-and-so, but here I am now, and I'm just going to drill through motherfuckers. Like, this is my playground. I've been here way too long to be disrespected.
I found the word I was looking for, rushed. I don't want this to be rushed for Ali. Like, it's got to be given her time and her, like, different moment than Effie and Mance, and I think it could have heated her up more than just throwing her into that. And I think it's just going to cool her down, and I'm afraid of that. Or gonna get some bullshit at the Hammerstein, man. I don't know. I hope they make
I hope not.
I hope they put up a cage or something. I hope they make a rule. I don't want to see no fuckery in this FE Mance match, or make a lumberjack match and have the lumberjacks just go to war outside and have their own little fight while FE and Mance tell their story in the ring. I don't know.
I want to see longevity of this character, though. I want to. Okay, so I would say, especially in the early years, because now we're in years. I was rougher on her because I felt like she was always just with Effie and that was it. And of course she was, but at the same time, I wanted to see more singles work out of her. And I felt like in these last, it's been a while now, the singles work has been there, and I want to give her credit for that. So between the fact that she won me over with her work rate, and then now she has a character that for me kind of bites the way I wanted to, I am a sensational Sherry, scary Sherry kind of Martel person. I love a good, a bitchy, mean, nasty woman. I love that. Just like I love a nasty, mean heel. But I grew up on some nasty heel female managers and wrestlers. So seeing something like this for me, 2 thumbs up. I feel like she's got a good skeleton in order, that if she keeps at it, she's going to just get better and better. And right now I can see she's getting under some of the smart skin like Mance Warner does. Keep pushing that button because I think professionally it's working.
Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed her build up to Hammerstein.
Oh, it just said big up Sherry Martel.
Oh,
so
sorry. Sorry. Her previous build up to Hammerstein was awesome. Like she had some big high spotlight matches that showcased her build to it. And like I just feel like she's being rushed into this at the moment. Her history with GCW, her past, absolutely this makes sense for the title shot. But I wish with this new heel Allie, we get her time to tell her own story away from Mance and Effie, build her up as the heel, let her get the heat, showcase some new moves, destroy the cans. Not calling Hunter a can. Sorry, I hate to say that, but like I hate to wear jobber stuff. But like I think in GCW's chain right now, like he would be lower in the pecking order. Where if that's who she's getting, she better demolish him in 2 minutes, and I would have just squashed, and that would give me, oh shit, she is ready. She's a different Allie this time for Mance and Effie. But to almost lose to Drake on multiple like I actually thought Drake almost was going to win on one of the close falls, and I was just like, where are they going to go with? That shouldn't be happening when you're building her as a contender to your champion at one of the biggest shows, is what I'm like ultimately hating on. But I hope she does get her time and moment to shine. And as you were saying, something we've been asking for a while, her single spotlight by herself that she deserves, I think, in GCW. Like her history deserves all these things, but in the current moment, not involved in the world champion. Build her up some other way.
And 100%.
Go. No, go. I got comments. I'll put it up.
I was just getting ready to put up the one there. Well, I can't put up anything, but the one with, the one with great one there. It says, I don't know if maybe squashing Vipers is the best use of Allie this weekend. I'll tell you this much. She's about to get some heat. That's part of Hood Slam's country territory. So you're also shitting on Vipers who, I mean, in that area is well loved. So I think what we're going to see here is an Allie heat match. Pretty good. We'll see what happens.
And that I could give credit with that. If that's why you're throwing Hunter and Allie to get that heat, fine. Fucking squash them though. Like it's Hunter Drake. You're challenging Mance Warner in a month on the biggest stage, part 2, to make up for your shitty moment, unfortunately, that you had a part 1. The heat needed to be high. I don't know. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So so we got what hold on, I missed one over here. I wanted to say radio, you're falling forward. Okay, sorry. There we go. You have Effie win the title, Allie watching them celebrate even harder. See, and that's what I was thinking too. Like, if she does lose when she comes out, like, is she gonna go back and just like celebrate with Effie? Like, I don't know, like what this feel good moment for Allie is gonna be. I just feel like you're doing Allie and Effie at once when it should have been separated. But I was happy for them if they got that match for the title by themselves. and Mance Warner out of it, or just make it the 3-way, or like literally if they just made it the 3-way, then I could still have my issues with Allie's win-loss record being involved with it, but storyline and the heart of GCW right now at Hammerstein, then sure, throw her in there. It's one of these once in 2-3 years kind of show. Throw her in there, but I don't know. I want her to get her own time here. Let's see here. Hopefully they should be happy around the building for the show. Yeah, I don't know if. Oh, there we go. Vipers. I was wondering. I'm way behind on chat here. Sorry, I was trying to figure out where I was in chat. All right, yeah, Vipers. GCW should lean into working the smart step stuff. The double swerve stuff is so much. Thank you. Like, I wouldn't even mind some between now and some bullshit time. Let Mance Warner like get screwed early in the show. Have yeah, there we go. The last comment, yeah. Okay,
sorry, I like it.
Sorry,
I can't understand cameras.
I want to see Mance like get surprise rolled up in a fast count, and then like Mance drag Brett back out or drags that referee back out here, and like later on in the show, like Triple H and Hurricane Helms or Jericho, sorry, and like do that kind of swerving kind of stuff to keep us on our toes. Because like I have this knowing the Mance tank match, like I was hyped, that promo, I loved it, I'm hyped, but when the match starts, I'm like, Mance is gonna win. Like, why do I care at this point? But I think right now we got to keep us on our toes. Like, it's getting kind of a little bit too predictable. And I get you're going to get the predictable booking going into your big shows. You got to have Mance on there. You got to have Allie. You got to have Effie wrestling and staying in fresh mind. You got to have them picking up victories to get the heat. And that's why they got to go against people that everyone should win. But I don't know. Keep us on our toes. I just feel right now, like, and I always complain about booking. This is Brett's show. This is my own booking here. But like, I think right now they've kind of gotten, like, we got Hammerstein set for these people. The bookings kind of cooled down a lot. And I think that they should be hyping it up instead of like setting it up and then letting it cool down. I would continue just to keep it hyping it up and keep the fans guessing, because this show's supposed to be for the fans. Allie, Mance, and Effie is for the fans, and they're just a straight triple threat match with the main event at Hammerstein. Considering what those three went through at last Hammerstein, the story in itself makes sense. So I agree. Go.
Sorry, bud. I'm so sorry.
No, go. I'm done ranting. I'm gonna cut me off all night. I'm ranting.
How can you sell the main event to the largest show that you're about to have in the last couple years if you don't know who's in it? That makes it very difficult. You're going to have to sell the middle, top, and the undercard, because you won't be able to marquee our champion versus boom. Let's be honest, on name value, give it to Effie, put him up there. Like I said, I would have put him up there. How are you going to sell tension when there's very little tension, because Effie has to also work with this other storyline? So I'm just saying it makes it a little weird. It looks just a touch forced. And because of that, it puts you in a situation where it's hard to market.
I think they're forcing like the Daniel Bryan angle. As you said the word force, like that was the word I've been looking for. Is they're forcing the Daniel Bryan angle. It was cool that night. Kind of made sense. And rushing and being forced right now is the issue, where I think like stuff was naturally just kind of happen. I'll go back one read here. I have an idea too that would make fans happy and then swipe it out underneath the feet, but in a good way to end the show. I think to send the fans home unhappy but happy. I think.
I feel like it has to be Effie. It has to be a win. It's in the big show. This is supposed to be a party. The last Hammerstein was a lose fest for GCW regulars and originals. So I think this is going to be them righting the ship on that. So I would think, I mean, again, I'm looking at like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 fans are expecting Effie versus Mance Warner. I would be selling the fuck out of that for sure.
And that's it. You're yeah. Selling the main event. I misread your original statement, Frank. I thought you said like the triple threat by itself would be good. I get the prestige match one-on-one. I understand that, but honestly, like outside of Effie, like I'm even kind of little hesitant to say even Effie wins loss at this current time. And based off of the just current history that they just had, I think it's too soon. But realistically, and to make GCW originals happy, you have to throw these 3 originals in there in the main event. As considering the Hammerstein last for all 3 of them, this is the 3 to give them that shining moment. I like Reed Cooper's idea of. I think we're on the same page. I don't want to say anything because who knows what's going to happen, but yeah, damn, we went right into Ali and Effie. We're only in the 3rd match.
Well, I mean, we're talking the Hammerstein too, so it's one of those things where it's cutting kind of deep for all of us right now. Plot twist: Cole Radrick leaves the Hammerstein tag champs and world champ after K. Holy moly, would that be damn near hilarious? That would be a swerve that I wouldn't expect. That would anyway. Wow, great job on that one, Kurios. I did not see that one coming whatsoever. Yeah, Dami, they booked it like WrestleMania 10.
Now, see, so WrestleMania 10, they were trying to protect Hulk. Didn't want to be in there to
yeah.
I don't think they're protecting anyone. I just think they're trying to do the Daniel Bryan story more than the Brett Yoko Hulk. That's where I think. I think they're just trying to make New Orleans was WWE was asking for Daniel Bryan at the time. We're asking for Effie. We've been asking for Effie. Effie's had the crowd forever. I think that's what Brett's just trying to make the GCW fans happy there, but I don't know. Effie for the world. He's the most over at the moment, yeah. I think Ali versus Effie. That's going to be the first match. That's opening the show. That is the first match of the night, and then that main event's going to be the winner there. That's for sure. More like Mania 30. There we go. I'm right there with you. Great one. I think it's going to be more 30 than 10. Effie versus Ali open the show. Yeah. Brett Luger Yogo. No, was it? Wait, who was in the? Oh, wait, 10. Oh, 10. It was New York. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking of
they're
Caesar's
talking.
Palace. Sorry, I was talking Vegas, and that's the 10. I
love chat. Hold
up. I've been thinking of WrestleMania 9. I didn't even think of WrestleMania 10. Brett Owen. That makes more sense to me now. Woo. I don't know.
And then we have to throw Atticus in there as the Joker, like the curveball to everything.
I think you're hallucinating there. When did he do that? I would like to. That night, that person was AJ that won that night. No. Yeah, was it AJ? Was it AJ that he used it to cash in at Collective? Yeah.
Oh gosh, I couldn't even tell you that.
Yeah, it was AJ. AJ won that ladder. I was there, and I just remember the damn spot. Unfortunately, it was AJ that won. Yeah, he was penciled in. Yeah, I think that was all that stuff too. All right, here we go. Now we're going too far into the booking here.
We'll go into another piece of booking then. Fuck it. Let's just say Cole didn't have an injury. How long ago would you have booked the championship win for the Garbage Daddies? How long ago would you have given him that?
Well, see, they were losing at the time when they first got it. I was complaining about that. I'm like, why do they have this? They're still losing. I don't know, because I don't feel like Violence is Forever kind of got, for me, stale as champions until just the last 2-3. I think after Macisos, maybe after Macisos, I would have done it because Macisos. Well, the Violence is Forever. They did wrestle. I would have done it like midway through. I want to see Violence is Forever still in GCW or forcing it, but just without stories, it just kind of doesn't make sense. And I think the fans have kind of turned on them. I was about to say an AC. I couldn't remember what show, but AC Homecoming. That would have been nice. Yeah. AC for the Daddies win would have been real nice.
You got to strike while it's hot.
It's independent wrestling.
Months ago.
I don't think we should be looking years ahead. We should be looking month by month. The wrestling world is changing month by month. It's independent wrestling. The attention spans are shorter. Keep it fresh. Like I said when Mance first got the title off of Blake, I wanted to see either Mance, Effie, Joey by now. I wanted to see all these all these originals have the titles already. Just let it pinball back and forth to keep us on our toes at each show. Now, like, rewarding the fans of like not knowing what's going to happen. Like, I feel bad for some of these, like this goes back to the Blake title run though. Like, you just know who's going to win. I just feel like more stuff needs to be happening to keep us on our toes with this brass ring built in, something to keep us on our toes. They did a good job teasing it a couple times. I don't know. with the what? Oh, that's all that is right now is that brass ring. But yeah, I think I would just have to be doing stuff to constantly rewarding these hardcore fans that show up to the shows and keeping us on our toes, not knowing what's going to happen. And I feel like a lot of the booking and I feel like a lot of the energy for the shows feels predetermined going into the night.
And then DMZO there says, I'm under the assumption that Zilla and Jacob were slated to win the tag belts at the clusterfuck. Yeah, I think that was exactly what was going to happen. Again, I'm assuming, I don't know anything, but Jacob got picked up, and I think that turned everything on its head. Otherwise, they would have probably been our face champions still.
Or dominant heels. Dominant heels for sure, just wrecking shit.
Yeah. So Domby also asked, what were your thoughts on Blake's title run? Towards the end of the title run, I felt like we'd seen everything he had to give with the dimensions of that character, and he had ran it its course, and I'm actually happy that he moved on, because what he's moved on to has been impressive. We're gonna get to that too, but yeah, definitely impressive.
I got a lot of Blake talk on both cards.
I love this.
Maybe I said we were gonna go 2 hours. I'm the one fucking it up tonight. We're going 3. Everybody, get comfortable.
Let's roll.
All right. Yeah, I enjoyed Blake's entire run. Same thing. I just kind of felt it got too predictable. I didn't like him going against Adam Priests of the world and stuff like that. I just want stories that make it. All right, whatever. I'm vanilla, baby. There we go. That's a good way to end it. What match were we on? Shit, I'm on 5 different.
We're about to go to match 3.
Sorry about that. That
48
chat is
minutes.
going, though. That's a good chat tonight. We got a lot of great talking points, and I think maybe that's what we might just, as we were kind of talking about, we had to do one show specifically, not review, and do a lot of stuff here.
Might happen here sooner than later. We've got Christmas and New Year's coming up, so one of those, maybe.
I will go against you, Frank. Zilla was a face. Jacob was a heel for sure. I think Zilla had built-in face reactions everywhere he went, while Jacob was the ultimate heat getter there.
And I'll also just say, sir, you're not stereotyping. The stereotype actually comes from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, where the Samoan was the wild one. You know, the wild man with the wild eyes and scary. Yeah, you're not talking about anything but history, man. Yeah, it's actually not you stereotyping. It's the way the industry used to stereotype Samoans.
You're going to be hammered in the next 10 minutes, Frank. I know it just has a lot to talk about. That's why I'm getting so derailed.
We're doing it.
There's just this is fine. Like as we said, like we get to review and talk. We haven't really talked about what's been going on with Brett, with Effie. So we're 3 weeks behind on shit we've been trying to say. So let us have our time, Frankie. Come on, man.
God damn it, Frankie. Can't take you anywhere.
I love this chat tonight, man. It's good though. Like it's a lot to talk about. All right, third match of the night, Sydney Air Akeem going against MLD, Man Like Doris.
Thanks again for using Doris's mic audio here. It was much easier for him to be understood. Are you talking to me or someone else?
I'm talking to Reed. Don't worry. I stopped.
Oh, okay.
I stopped when I got to the end.
Yeah, I just felt like it was a lot easier to understand. People like me would like to learn the words because it'd be fun to kind of go along with him there. 0121 is way over with the fans. What were you thinking?
Ash, if you're in here, Ash, if you listen, how hard, like, I don't know any of this stuff, but like, how hard would it be just to like throw the lyrics, like kind of like in a like karaoke form underneath as he's kind of talking, or like,
oh my God,
like that's part of our entrance, like, it doesn't
with a bouncing ball.
But at least just I was going to the bouncing ball when I went like this, but but just like have the lyrics at the bottom, like have it pre-typed up, and maybe like I don't know, like if there's a way to kind of like at least have the lyrics when he goes, or tell him to slow the fuck down. I don't know, but I agree with it. Like I love the song, the beat, like it just gets everybody going, and then like I just feel like halfway through the run, I'm like blah, 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 like I lost it, but. I don't know how hard it would be just to add that kind of lyrics. You throw the bouncy ball in, I got drinks on you in LA. You throw the bouncy ball in anywhere, I got drinks next time I see you, Ash. And the crew. I'll buy the whole crew one if I see a bouncing ball lyric on MLDs.
I don't think I've ever said it on here, but my cheesiest idea that I think would be funny would be if GCW made a large Hammerstein flag. And just for fun, every time a major moment went on, you could see the wrestlers point to the flag, WrestleMania style. That would be cheesy, but fun at the same time. Why not?
That's something
it's
like
fucking
Cardona.
independent wrestling.
That's something Cardona could introduce in a fucking heel way, but it just stays because it actually, as you said, it works out perfect. That's something for Cardona to implement. Like, just like as like a thing one day, like, why my gift to Hammerstein, and then it's just like an unraveling of just the Hammerstein flag and just getting boos. Yeah, give us the pencils.
Get
tonight.
a spotlight.
Get a spotlight
on it.
Like, you know, like have him come out, like, hey, he's major announcement for Hammerstein. Like, he, as someone said earlier, he doesn't have a match right now for Hammerstein. Like, as a big giant tease, like he does that, and then like his opponent comes out or a video for his opponent, and like cuts it off or something. But now that flag just stuck there. Then like Effie uses it at the end of the night to like point it, stick it to man. Give me the damn books tonight. I like
just listen. There are ideas between chat, between us. There are ideas here.
If you want a corny as shit, GCW, I got you tonight.
Hey, I'm just saying though, I could have booked a couple matches a little differently up front and could have given them more. And like I said, the same thing with Violence is Forever. I would have had them grab a mic directly after the win, put their foot directly on the fucking person that they just beat, and go blah blah blah. You're next. See you in a week. And if they just did that and threw down the microphone, it would have just been almost like a Goldberg moment where you don't have to do much, but just say a sentence and walk the fuck off. Like, how hard? And again, it's one thing to make a 3-point shot. It's another to call it and then hit it. Well, Violence is Forever. I would have to look it up real quick, but I think I said they were like 20 some championship. Let me look right now. They are 30 championship 29 titles, 30 matches, 29 championships in. I was going to say after about the 15th shot that they called, you'd start to take them serious. Also, the fans would know who they're going to see next week. It would be like, we're going to announce it live on the show. Like, there's so many dimensions here that if you just let someone creative look into it a little, I mean, you could be shoveling ideas all day long. And we've done things right now that you hear even the listeners going, yeah, that's a great idea. Guess what? Listen to the fans. The fans are telling you what they want.
Our chat's just too nice to us. They're like laughing at us in the background. Yeah. I know it.
John's full of shit, everybody.
That ain't it.
You let that breathe too much.
No, I'm sorry. Frank gave me like a little thing I'm going to be working on all podcasts. That's going to distract me right now. So,
well, some of Doris's nasty heel work, I think, would have been great in this. I say it a couple times. Doris has a very emotional face, and be it comedy or heel work, he really knows how to get people worked up emotionally. So I really hope we get to see more of that. Look at the Viva Van spots that he had with her a couple times. He'll have you laughing. Well, guess what? He can do the same thing as a heel if you ever go and look at his work over in England there. So don't count him out there. Also, I like the story of Akeem failing on his finisher multiple times, then finally connecting for the win. Our winner here was Sydney Akeem. Talk to me, Brent.
You were spot on, man. I agree with you. I loved, like, because man like Doris tweeted, like, this is a social media shit. Like, I don't know, maybe just for stupid sickos like me. It's hard to use that word in this context, but that's a word I'm going to have to get out of my lexicon now. But, like, he tweeted out a couple days prior, like, I see this move. I've been studying it. You ain't going to hit it on me. And you see it play out during the match. Like, I was like, oh, did anyone else catch that? Like, I love those little Easter eggs like that. And it shows, like, hey, we're catching on to you. Like, you're going to have to switch it up. You can't just be doing the same shit that we've been kind of talking about. Like, you showed off your moveset and all, like, what everybody was missing for the first 10 matches. Now let's see the progression and see something different. And I'd like to see it having to struggle to hit it in his finish. And man, like Doris's tweet, like, I love that whole thing. I'm glad you know, like, you called that little part out, but I don't know if you saw the tweet or not by man like Doris. But like, for me, that just rewards, like, the little things like that, reward fans for paying attention to the product and the wrestlers. I wrote this was going to be a unique matchup with both men having kind of opposing movesets. But man like Doris is kind of versatile and everything. And I think each one utilizes their moveset very good. And this was another strong match for a strong show so far. I liked it. Anytime I see a man like Darius, I'm a huge fan of. I want to get him over here. Him and Leon over here like full time, because like they are so talented. And it does feel like a treat though every time we do see him, man. This was a matchup that I was looking forward to, and it was good. I was expecting a little bit maybe a more aerial man like Darius, but I enjoyed what he did. And I think he's growing into like adapting in his moveset and like progressing it to his character, which I really like.
Megan Bayne versus Akeem. Who wins the JCW title?
You got 2 undefeated. I go Megan there. I want to see Sydney with something like the Extreme Belt. Let him do some flippies, 6-man, throw some flippy shit in there, make it extreme. I think he goes in the extreme one for me. And Megan, I think, adds a lot of credibility, if not the same that Masha does right now for JCW title, and it would fit her kind of perfectly right now because I think Masha's above that at this point, being a former world champion within the last year too.
Agree. So then with Akeem, he's still building. With Bayne, you would have put it on possibly a little while ago, the belt maybe?
I would have put it on Bayne, never Sasha. Or Masha. I would have never had Masha win the tournament. Like, it's cool that she won the tournament, but I wouldn't have had it for the belt. But I guess you got to do that in that kind of way. Jordan was doing good. I think just because Masha came out of the world title belt and into this, I kind of felt like it was a downgrade, and she's just too big of a name for it. I think I envisioned the JCW being built kind of like a pure title, but not necessarily needs to be pure, but building up the younger names, the Alec Prices, the Manders, the ones that have been working hard and could go in every week and provide different kind of matchups against different style wrestlers. Like, I wanted it to be like the workhorse belt kind of thing and help to build that JCW brand like that. That's another story for another time, but JCW and like LA Fights kind of like would be in these situations perfect for the JCW title. And I feel like right now it's kind of it's similar JCW titles being defended against locals.
Okay. I'll say it right now. JCW seems like it's primarily dormant. And why don't you just take the JCW title and turn it into a GCW IC title or something in that realm where the hot up and comers that maybe just came into the company and are hot up and comers, give them a spotlight. I'm not against it. I will say though, Masha Slamovich's title run was 21 straight title defenses, and she's not over yet. But you're right. She has basically done it all after this. She really didn't need the JCW title, but at the same time, being who she is, how high she's ranked amongst the PWI and whatnot, she's got the TNA title right now. She has another title. So sorry, off the top of my head, I don't know which one that is. So when it comes to maybe who is possibly a bigger draw or has more prestige, I get that. Now, if that GCW belt is prominently on her shoulder when she goes to TNA and whatnot, that makes sense also. But yeah, I would like to see that belt called what it is, which to me, I think would be better off as an IC belt. And since the Extreme belt is also a JCW belt, we could talk about that further if you wanted to. But what are your thoughts?
Jordan was defending that belt and helped building its prestige, defending it overseas in different companies outside of GCW. Like, I feel like since Masha's had it, no offense, like she's busy, but we only get to see or hear about it when she's here. Like, and that's kind of been a lot less often too lately because of, as you said, her prior commitments and her bigger commitments with the bigger belts. And I do agree with everything you said there. That's why, like, I think she business wise is a good move, but,
you know what you're saying, right? She don't need it. And there are people that could actually get more out of it in the immediate right now. Does that sound about right? What you're saying? Like, it just would be better utilized on somebody else who's hungrier could use the cheeseburger. Masha's already been fed.
Yep. Yeah.
Fat guy terms.
That right there. Yep. There's a lot of mouths that could be easily fed, even just for, like I said, short time. Like, I don't know. I think long-term planning I like and I agree with, but to a point, you could do a lot of cool stuff in the short time that keeps fans on their toes, keeps fans invested, not knowing what's going to happen every week, and get everyone's enthusiasm for each show staying high all show long and not just like, hey, I'm at the GCW, so I'm excited. Like, it's gonna be great action, but like I know it's gonna happen. I'm just here just here for the ride. Like I want to be on the ride. I want to go up and down and feel these things. And that's for me. I think where Masha could be better off without JCW.
Just as an aside, ECW had the heavyweight championship, the tag team championship, the television championship, and then on the side, that FTW championship. So letting everyone know that they were running on primarily 3 belts over there.
And see,
how many would you have at GCW? You got your championship, your tag, your UV, your, to me, in my mind, an IC. What would you do with the Extreme if you already have the UV doing this?
Turn it into the X division. Like fucking showcase some crazy shit with it.
Holy shit!
You're not.
I would make it a scramble title.
I would do.
I know people hate it.
You could do it 1-on-1s. You could do scrambles. You could do ladders. You could do just showcase some different shit you're gonna see that's extreme. Keep the ultra violent for the fucking chuds and the death matches. Keep the JC title for maybe like a pure rules, like classic. Like as we kind of said, we talk about this for a long time, but the titles, what is what? They're all kind of the same. So what's the difference of this and this and this? This doesn't build to this. If you're this champion, you're going to go to JC. Like it doesn't build to anything. Where I think they kind of have a linear prestige and give each title its own special meaning and cause, and have it be for certain time. Like and you're not limiting those wrestlers. Gringo could wrestle a extreme title championship match, lose the next time, and then go on to a tag match. And the next week, go on against Mustafa Ali in a singles match. The next week, go on a treat. It doesn't pigeonhole wrestlers unless you let it pigeonhole wrestlers.
Booking.
Like GCW is built on everything, all the styles, all those creativeness, and every style fitting in. Like we see it in these matchups, and it doesn't like. That's the beauty about these belts. Like if you make each one different, and each one doesn't have to be showcased every single show and weekend. If Masha can't defend
just
her
like always,
fill it in with the ultra violence, fill it in with the world. If Mance can't do it, fill it in. Main event that show, build up like, hey, the week prior on social media, have the wrestlers cut promos and boom, build up that title to be the main event of the night. I just think you could do a lot of cool things with the different belts and have each one have a lot of meaning in its own special way where fans will care about the UV title. Like I cared about the UV title during that TOS 666 just as much as I did the world title. Like those were on tier. And we see it with Drew Parker just because now he's wrestling singles matches. Let him do something with the extreme kind of style or JC style, JCW. And for me, that's what I would do with the titles is differentiate them and make them special and unique in their own ways and get the fans invested in each title.
Well, I'm just saying that now, especially when you're trying to fill the Hammerstein, probably a good idea to listen to the 3, 4, 5 year asking of the fans for a scramble championship.
See, I would have
good idea.
I would have added like that. You could do the extreme one time in like AJ Gray was doing a pure match against Jonathan Gresham, freaking almost death match defending that belt. He was defending it in scrambles. Like I would keep. You don't have to add the heavies. For my opinion, I would add another belt. I would keep it the same, but I could see where you add another belt, and I do get dilution, but I still don't. If you make them all unique, you don't dilute anything.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not looking at adding anything to it. I'm just looking at utilizing what we already have. Correct. The extreme goes to the scramble because otherwise the extreme and the UV are pretty much overlapping themselves. It's already been agreed that extreme title was just an extra one anyway. So guess what? Put a new plate on it. Have some fucking fun. Exactly. Have some fun with it. If somebody wins the scramble belt 3 times in a row, give them a shot at the world championship.
I like those. I like those little rules. The little rules. Eliminators. I'm not like a big fan of Eliminator. Like just because Mance is going against Tank, it doesn't have to be for the belt. It could be a cool matchup, but hey, Tank beats Mance. Then guess what? Next time they're in Atlanta, Tank does get a title shot against Mance or someone who is the champion. Like you don't always have to put the titles on the line all the time. While I do enjoy it every time, like how Mance is and how Blake always did it, it doesn't always have to be done that way.
We're going to get there, Blake. I swear. We're going to get there. There's just a lot to talk about. Listen, man, he and I have not talked shop in 3 weeks.
Yeah, we got 3 weeks of stuff to talk about. My bad, Blake.
Pent up aggression is what do you want?
I got lots on you later. Don't worry. I'm gonna reward the fans. I'm rewarding the listeners. Blake, I got you later.
I'm just saying though that I mean, a dime a dozen for young guys that want to go out there and kill themselves to put on a great show. I think we need to bring that and maybe some lucha guys back to the scramble. I like the idea. I'm just saying because that's what the people want. And right now you might want to go with everything the people want. I think that's a safe bet. Fat guy thing. Again, you're selling cheeseburgers right now. You need to get people that you need to find out what to make. Because right now I think that we've had a specific cheeseburger and people going, it's okay. We've seen it. But if you want more people in the door, it's time to now maybe turn around and start listening to the fans and what, the general, we're here constantly listening to all this. I've listened to it for years in Patreon. They want a scrambles belt. I know the Extreme title looks cute on Maki for pictures, but that's kind of disrespectful to a degree, maybe.
I'm just waiting for someone to say, wrap that shit up, B.
No, that's okay. Usually it's going to be me that has to wrap it up. But no, I look at it that way. I think it would be exciting. I think it would be a hell of a lot of fun. And what happens if Gringo wraps up 6 or 7 scrambles matches in a row? That would be
a title shot. Like maybe builds up to a title shot.
And what's going on is we have a lot of talent at GCW and not enough pedestals. So we're trying to find ways to just utilize what we have. And I think that's the best way to do it. Right now with the JCW, there was a time where, well, okay, Blake, if you didn't have that, the championship for as long as you did, I would have thrown the IC on you for this story that you have going on right now, because that's where the buzz is. So you can, we'll talk all night. You want to move on, my friend?
All right, we'll wrap this shit up.
I'm done with match 3.
Yeah, I think I said everything I need to.
All right. I think we said a lot.
All right. Match number 4 is Jack Cartwheel versus Rich Swann.
I'm going to bitch again. Swan without his hair looks completely different. Not only that, I feel like he looks smaller now. I don't know if maybe he's decided to get himself in better shape or whatever, but dude looks cut. And I'm like, okay. Good, yeah. He looked freaking fantastic. So I don't know. We had the dance off. Both brought something unique. Here we go. The WWE ID tag hits him again. There were a ton of Jack chants. Big support from the fans here. I stood next to that guy and I told him, I said, man, the minute you get the right eyeballs on you, I think you're going to do absolutely wonderful. And this was years ago when he was younger, and we're happy to see him do well. Every bit of an athletic matchup that you'd expect. Our winner here, 15 minutes long, by the way, Jack Cartwheel. And this was the 4th high energy match in a row. Thank you so much for that. What do you think, buddy?
Rich looked good. I'm always happy to see him I'm happy to see all these people come to GCW. Just makes it seem like this is the place to be still. That always hypes me up and gets me excited. So seeing him coming back was cool. I was really happy for Jack Cartwheel getting the spotlight match in this on this card. I'm happy to see him kind of being trusted to wrestle against these bigger names and the bigger companies and showcase what he does. And I guess maybe that has something to do with the WWE ID program. I don't know. I did have a quick question. If we could ever get him on again, if he listens, or maybe I'll tweet it out. Hey, he changed his name to Summit. Maybe I missed him too. Are we supposed to, is there a name change there? Is he saving it? I'm a little confused on that just in general. I don't want to make a big deal about it, but I don't know if anyone in chat knows about it. I was just always kind of wondering when we're going to start calling him Summit. Or if
he started wearing that fur coat, and that kind of makes me think he's going up the mountain. So we'll see. But for right now, I'm just going to default to whatever he's called at GCW until they change otherwise.
Yeah, and that's why I kept hearing Cartwheel. So I'm like, okay, so it's still Cartwheel from Emil.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it though. Happy, as you said, I was happy. It got 15 minutes. They got the time to shine for Jack in the spotlight match, and they killed it. Jack knocked it out of the park here, and I thought, as you said, another high energy match. I wrote 4 matches now, back to back to back. I am enjoying this card, and I enjoy all the high energy. Hold Hold on, what we get here? Leaned up for sure. Up, yeah, okay. What is this on Sash? Murder the night after this, so the hairdo and look might be a temporary retirement. Oh, okay. All right, number 5, John Wayne Murdoch versus Lindsay Snow.
Lindsay Snow had heavy support. This is her territory. There was a spot where Murdoch gussets Lindsay, and it was a nice close-up on the blood running down her face. I do want to mention here that Lindsay Snow did an awesome thing. There were 2 hurricanes that came in back-to-back, and I think I mentioned this before, but I'll mention again. We do have new listeners. The first hurricane came through, and she offered her shop to any tattoo artist who maybe lost their shop and needs to work somewhere. And then if I'm correct, the second hurricane messed her shop up. So one time we were on Twitter Spaces, and Brett was just asking, he's like, who would you like to see at, I think it was TOS at the time or whatnot. And I told him I'd like to see Lindsay Snow. That would have been something that I think would have been awesome. And I feel like she would be someone that would use the work and really appreciate it. So yeah. What are you thinking over there, B?
I was catching up on chat there, thing on Swan. So, okay. I think Lindsay Snow kind of has a role in GCW, and I don't want to stereotype anything else, but I think she can fit right into the Sawyer Rec role. She could do the death matches. She's done Bloodsport. She could do any match. Like, she has a unique look to her, like Sawyer did. She has like a very strong fan base, and I think like I want to see more of Lindsay Snow in all these different variations of what she can showcase, because she's very versatile and I enjoy everything that she does. And yeah, when I saw the story online too, but that's so cool, like that she did that, and I'm glad that she's now getting these opportunities and spot and chances in GCW a little bit more often than what we were saying before. And yeah, it was a good match. I enjoyed the violence, like too. I was happy that John Murray is such a good heel, man. He did a good job this weekend playing the heel role, and yeah, they did really good in this match.
They started calling him John Wayne Nipples. I hope that sticks. I don't know why, but I just hope it sticks. It was fucking hilarious. Oh yeah, good crowd off and on for sure. Yeah, yes. So again, things like this do matter, and again, you do good things. Sometimes good things happen back. So I always like to hear a good story.
All right, our next matchup is a 4-way match, as it is as we were talking about earlier, the JCW Championship, as Masha defends it against Gringo Loco, Sam Stackhouse, and the one called Manders.
All right, 12.5 minutes, a lot of favorites in this match. I felt like the match flow made it feel like we had several singles matches, and I really did like that. There was a lot of balanced pacing also that allowed everyone's time to really breathe. Several of these challengers are due to have singles matches with Masha, by the way. Last time she fought Gringo one-on-one was November 4th of 2023. That's over a year ago. Last time she fought Manders one-on-one was December 21st, 2023, almost a year ago. And she has never fought Sam Stackhouse one-on-one. That's 3 amazing singles titles defenses just in wait. So I just wanted to let everyone know that this 4-way was actually very special. I'm really surprised it was put together that way, given the fact that there are so many potential matchups that, to me, are must-watch matchups on the card.
I missed this one. Yeah, great one. I must have missed a couple bookings. You're gonna have to talk to me about, but yeah, Masha versus Stackhouse is supposed to be one-on-one. I would have, like as you said, I wouldn't have mind seeing that one-on-one. This 4-way, I'll be honest, I actually thought, since there has been nothing announced for the JCW title yet, I thought maybe we would get a new champion here with one of those two. I thought either Gringo or Stackhouse, or Gringo or Manders. I didn't think Stackhouse would win, unfortunately, but I was really happy that he was involved in this match, because he shined. Like as you said, they all got like little mini matches, and like they all delivered. It was fun. In my notes I wrote everyone delivered in this match, and there was a few times I actually thought that Masha was going to lose. I would really want to see any of the 3 challengers win the matchup, but unfortunately I didn't get my wish. Masha retained, but they really spaced this match out really good, and I enjoyed it. I'm going to stop it there since I did already talk about the whole Masha thing, but I I actually did cut a couple of these times think that the Gringo and Manders had like really close near falls. I was like, oh my God, like here we go. Now like we haven't progressed nothing for Hammerstein. Let's progress now the JCW title, maybe with Manders. And maybe like Masha couldn't work the show because of Impact or something like that. I didn't know. Like I had wishful thinking that night. All right. Next matchup of the evening was Joey Janela versus Zachary Wentz.
Emil went solo on commentary. Joey style. Fans chant GCW, GCW. This was just a matchup I think the fans were really looking forward to. Very physical, good pacing. We see Wentz twice in a week, which I thought was really cool. Before that, he hadn't appeared since October 10th of 2020 at Joey Janela's Spring Break 4. So welcome back, Zachary Wentz. 12.5 minutes long. Our winner here was Joey Janela with a package pile driver. I'll stop there. What did you have to say about this one?
Kind of same thing earlier. I was with Swan. I'm happy to see Wentz back. I'm a huge Wentz fan. I enjoy all his work. I think he's like one of the very versatile kind of wrestlers too. And anytime we see him in GCW, I'm happy. Joey Janela, I knew it was going to be kind of a crazy match. It was a little bit more tame than I was kind of expecting. I was expecting them maybe to go a little bit 20 minutes and Zachary Wentz get his Joey Janela match. But for what it was a good match, very physical. And that package pile driver is getting pretty brutal week after after seeing it more and more. He's spiking those heads down. But happy to see Wentz back. And yeah, Joey gets the win. That was kind of like, once again, predictable booking. Unless somebody was going to come out and attack Joey.
Well, Janela had his fist up and he starts to cut a promo, shades of 90s Japanese strong style. He announces his match for Hammerstein will be against Masato Tanaka. For Mike Awesome's case, I hope he whoops the piss out of Masato. We'll see what happens here. What are your thoughts on Joey and Tanaka?
I'll go opposite with you. I hope Tanaka whoops the shit out of Joey, to be honest. I think Joey earned this Hammerstein match. I think maybe you said it wrong. Okay. I don't know if you said it wrong or not, but yeah, that's a good match. I first had an original idea I wanted for Tanaka. That was Matthew Justice. But they did have a match already together, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I forgot it could have been on another card, but I think those two have wrestled against each other in the past. So it does make sense to have Joey have that match. I just really hope they use Hammerstein. That's my big hope. I really hope they pull out a Mike Awesome Tanaka kind of matchup. That's how I was going with Justice, but I guess the better style matchup would be for Joey, but if I wanted just pure chaos, I'd go for Justice for Tanaka. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was another company. I wasn't for sure.
Do you want to know just going back for a second, do you know what my idea would have been for the pre-show for GCW's Hammerstein? If it wasn't so close to the JCW show, I would have had a 4-person tournament for the JCW title in the pre-show. 2, 2, 1. It basically would have been 3 matches. 3 matches, and it would have been a must-watch.
Yeah, that was a little mini tournament would have been nice.
We got ideas.
I forgot the company back in the day. Like this was like really one of my first memories of wrestling. But like seeing like I think it was like Ric Flair, the Patriot, and Sean Waltman like as the Lightning Kid because like I loved Sean Waltman back then. Like that was my creative wrestler. Everything Sean Waltman or Lightning Kid, everything he did, I loved. But like I think I remember they had like it was like a round robin kind of. They did quickly 3 matches and boom, you had a winner and like a new champion. But they did it in like a little 30-minute television show. And like that was such a cool little idea to have. Like you got 3 different matchups and it decided a champion. And I thought it was like I got to go back and figure out how they did it, but it was a really cool idea that you could do on a pre-show, as you said, like a little mini tournament set up like that, or just regular, just 3 matches, 1-1-1 go. I think Bloodsport's going to be on the pre-show. I don't think they're going to waste time during Hammerstein doing the ring
not.
Up and down. I'm the same way. I hope not either. But unless like I don't know, unless they do it during like a Cardona promo, like to kind of piss them off. I don't know. Like I don't want it to be seen on the card either. But I don't know how quickly it could be done. To be honest, either.
I'm not looking forward to the LA one either. It's just not my style. The blood sport stuff, it's just not my style. So nobody hate me. I watch MMA, so I'm gonna have to go to the LA show in front row, watch that. I'm like, I'm just being honest. I'm not into it, and I know there are quite a few fans that aren't into it either. And I paid to see a wrestling show. I did not want to see that.
So, of course, I got it. Oh, here we go. Okay,
sorry, Kev. Sorry, Kev.
He's happy with you. I'll keep mine short. I know he doesn't want to hear it. Yeah. I'll keep mine short. I'm gonna go opposite. I like the Bloodsport. I think it's gonna be cool for Isaacs to get his mentor match against Barnett. I think it's ultimately setting up though, like the big person that's going to be his opponent. I don't know how much the last 2 weeks affect everything, but Bobby Lashley, I would just say like that just made sense to me. With Bobby Lashley having the freedom to do it, Barnett and Lashley have, I think that if I remember correctly, have a really good friendship, and this just fits Bobby Lashley. And like I'm excited because I was hoping to maybe see Bobby Lashley in person show up at a GCW show. Now the last 2 weeks, I don't know how that affects everything, but and me being a Bloodsport fan, I have my reasons to be excited for it, and I'll keep it there because I know a lot of people. GWF, okay, that's what it was. Oh my God, did I get those three wrestlers right off the top of my head from like long time ago? Like someone looked that up. I think it was like Ric Flair, the Patriot, and Sean Waltman. I think it's Lightning Kid. All right, let's make Blake happy here. Let's get to the scramble match. We have a 6-way scramble as it is Charlie Tiger, Griffin McCoy, Jamie Senegal, Mr. Danger, Reese Maddox, and Blake Christian showing up later on.
Oh my goodness. I'll just name a couple things here. There was a spot where everyone was in a sleeper hold, including referee Dan Perch. Perch turned it into a jawbreaker that everyone felt. Emil jokingly said, maybe Perch in Backyard 2025. I'm not against that, and Perch can wrestle. I'm not against that. If he can pull off something wild, why the hell not? It's independent wrestling, right?
Let him go. Perch versus Galt.
Oh, Perch v. Galt. Settle it in the backyard.
Who was it? Like Nick Patrick and the other guy from WCW. Did they have like a match on like NWO Sold Out or something?
Yeah,
yes, it's backyard wrestling. I want to see that.
I want to mention also that Jamie Senegal always has something funny to say. If you can pick that up, check it out. Griffin, also not too long ago, congrats on the recent spotlight in the PWI magazine. Unfortunately, he fell into the background a little bit in this match, and that stinks because I'm a big fan. Also, Reese Maddox had a few bright moments, promising another one that I think maybe I would like to see back, but again, I need to see maybe a little more. Then a hooded man comes in. It's Blake Christian. There are more words than ever written on his body. You could see he's collecting words. Very interesting. He hits an upside down spinning tope I've never seen before. It popped Emil. It popped me. I hope there's a name for that.
It was a middle rope Fosbury flop.
Is that? Do you think that's?
Yeah, he went through the middle rope and did a Fosbury flop. That's what the holy shit. Like, it was nuts. That. I'm sorry, Blake. Don't kill me. Should have saved that for Hammerstein. I think Hammerstein should have been the night that every single wrestler gets in their bags and showcases like gifable, clippable moments I've never been seen in wrestling, like at Hammerstein. I think that's what I would have done there, but I'm pretty sure like it was a second rope, middle rope Fosbury flop there.
Dude, I don't think I've ever seen it executed like that. Period, let alone in America. So hell yeah. And I have a feeling, don't count him out that there isn't a whole bag of tricks there, because we kind of see his backlog as being innovative. I don't know. But what Blake's doing right now, I would have to say is working better than his championship run. And all of this, I think, is cathartic because this is something where he's letting out how he feels. And yeah, I think I like the growth of it all too. There's mystery there. On that second Blake run, this championship run that he last had, we kind of knew what we were getting. With this Blake run, we don't know what we're getting. We're just seeing bits and pieces. And I like it that way. I do not want to know next week the whole story. I like being given bite-sized pieces, fat guy terms, in this sense again. What about you, B? What do you think about how this storyline, or actually how the character is evolving?
My notes are on the scramble. I didn't even really take any notes. By the time I actually kind of like started to write stuff down, Blake came out. So
You missed some. Okay.
I saw it. I didn't even write anything. All my notes are just on the whole Blake stuff because that obviously was the big talking point of this match. I was happy to see Jamie and Mr. Danger in there and Reese Maddox. I guess Griffin McCoy a little bit. Charlie Tiger, you too. I enjoyed seeing you. Sorry, I gotta go against Griff. Even though Griff's in-ring work has been very, very good. The next night was a very good match. He's kind of winning me over here. Just drop the damn gimmick. All right, sorry.
Wow, he's winning you over. I like this. That's good though. He's been around a long time, honestly, and I was a detractor also, and it took a while, but I get it now. It took a while.
I was a huge fan of his, like with Jordan and the Young Dumb and Broke group, but I just think the gimmick, and since they broke off, he's trying to find himself, and I think he struggled, just kind of like how when Blake was first a heel, struggled. Now Griffin's kind of finding himself, and now Blake's fully finding himself. So all my notes pretty much are on the scramble. Blake's new attire and look and moveset is awesome. I like the little Hakushi look. They got the words written all over your body. And I didn't even notice, as you said, that they're changing week to week. I didn't even notice what was being written. So I enjoyed that. This is the full character change that we asked for when he did the whole Blackheart gimmick at the beginning and kind of dropped it going into the Mox run. So I'm finally glad we're getting this full character change. Like when this was first starting, when he first dropped the belt, I said that I hope he goes into a full Leo Rush and help team with Leo Rush, have Leo Rush find the old Blake Christian, since that's his kind of old nemesis. Kind of goes back to last Hammerstein show. Blake and Leo had an emergency quick little match that wasn't supposed to happen, but they're such good rivals that they had a story built in. And now that Leo Rush is not doing the Blackheart gimmick no more on TV, I think it's kind of cool that Blake seems to be in his own way, definitely using it and doing maybe a little similar Blackheart gimmick and this man in the mirror kind of version. I like it. It's creepy, totally different look, and the move set is what's gonna
fresh.
It's awesome,
innovative.
But it's while that move was cool to see, you want to cheer it on, he's gonna follow it up by just ripping your mouth open for talking all that shit. And I love that. You don't want the fans to cheer your moveset on too much as a heel, and he just rips it apart with something basic. I am looking forward to where this goes into Hammerstein. I'm excited. As you said, it's going to be fun to watch play out. It's something new. We don't know what's happening. Listen to us talking about something that we don't know what's happening, as we were talking about earlier in the show. This energy is awesome. And I'm finally glad that Blake's going full into this character change here.
And I don't think I gave our winner here. I was going to actually ask a question, but our winner here was Blake it looked like he hit the one-winged angel or something close to it. If we get a chance, hopefully we'll get some clarification on something similar, or if he has a variant and he's calling that something new, but I'll take it.
Was it a twisting, one ring? It was I'll be honest, I'm still.
It was wild.
That Fosbury flop was wild. Emma popped. I was speechless. I said, if you would have just one-winged Death Valley, okay. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, he didn't fully switch him over. If he would have hit that at Hammerstein, like I said, for the first time ever, I just think that move would have been blown up like old old Ring of Honor Hammerstein moments that we're seeing. What is this new and innovative shit we're seeing at Ring of Honor? I want that feeling at at Hammerstein for GCW, the old Ring of Honor feeling in GCW, and I would have just saved that new moves. And I would say every wrestler I want to see save all their bags and let them loose at Hammerstein and just make creatable and giftable moments. All right, our next matchup is for the tag team titles, as Violence is Forever defends it against Deathmatch Royalty.
Cardona said that Tampa is an F town, and fans love that. He puts over the Hammerstein show. It was a standard match with a touch of deathmatch royalty humor. 7 minutes long. Our winner here was deathmatch. I'm sorry, I almost said deathmatch is forever. Violence is forever. Actually, I wouldn't mind them being the tag team brutality in deathmatch royalty if we had a chance to have a bigger group. But well, I mean, they would look like hitmen. They don't need to talk.
They're like the APA, the Hitman. Yep. I was going to say Hitman. You said
for
Hitman.
Hire. We're for hire. Garbage Daddy's attack violence is forever from behind after the match. That's a little awkward because that's a heel tactic. Shouldn't it be violence is forever attacking Garbage Daddies from behind in the first match? You see what I'm saying? That's a heel move.
Yeah. I don't remember specifically. Did they get on the mic and start talking shit? Like, if that's the case, then I don't mind it. But if it was just like randomly, they came out unprovoked, yeah, it kind of makes you wonder. But maybe they're just tired of violence is forever getting their shit on. I don't know. I get what you're saying. Absolutely. In this case, I didn't really mind it, I guess, because it is those two. Maybe it's because those two are badasses too. They could like, fuck it. We're like, you ain't going to bully us. Like, it was like they're standing up to them kind of thing. That's how I kind of took it. But I easily see what you're saying. Because here's what I wrote during this match. I'll go similar here. Another interesting booking this time, except instead of faces versus faces, as we saw earlier, there's heels versus heels. Once again, I wouldn't mind a surprise title change here or a little broski moment since Cardona seems to not have an opponent for Hammerstein. I think maybe if you're Hammerstein, you're going to maybe, as I was saying, like with the GCW flag, have Broski fuck it up and kind of tired of taking Cardona's shit, leading some tension, and maybe Broski gets a Hammerstein moment at GCW original against Cardona. I don't know. I just wanted something here because it felt like, okay, they're going to win, so it doesn't really matter. The match played out exactly how I imagined it. The crowd was not knowing who to cheer for, and they seemed kind of out of it, and violence is forever retains. I was happy to see Cole and Alec and Cole come out and cut another promo, so I was happy, I guess. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he said violence is forever did start rambling again is what Reed Harris said, and then Garbage Daddies had to come back from Drew. Oh, so they were provoked. I was wrong. Sorry, guys. I was wrong. They were primarily provoked and then came out. My bad. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's all I had to say about that one. Was there anything else that you had to?
No. That's all right.
He said GD. I was like, he said, God damn. Sorry.
All right. Next match is Effie versus Jay Vidal.
From a Vegas person, we just want to say welcome back, Jay Vidal. Last seen on January 27th of this year at Effie's Big Gay Brunch 8 from Tampa, Florida. Sending lots of love from the old stomping grounds, Jay. No commentary until the second half of the match. I actually soaked in more of the live experience because of it, and sometimes that is nice. It almost feels like you're just a fan there. Very short match here. Well, I wouldn't say a short match. It was just when it came to what went on in it, it was a little different. Lots of spitting on each other. Our winner here was Effie. I do feel like, though, this was a more mature match than they would have had 3 years ago. You could see that both performers have definitely grown in that amount of time. What do you think about this match?
Yeah, I kind of have almost similar notes. Always enjoy seeing Jay Vidal in the GCW ring. Shout him out, yeah, Vegas. I'm always disappointed, like when he was signed by Impact, that they didn't use Jay enough. Like I felt Jay, like especially in ring, Jay's like really good in ring, and I always enjoy seeing him wrestle, seeing Jay wrestle. So especially against Effie, after all the big gay brunch bookings he's gotten, now he gets to showcase his talents and how much, as you said, he's grown on a GCW proper show against Effie. Good match by both. Effie's promo at the end was, oh, here we go. I'll let you. I guess we didn't get there. You get there first, and I'll give you my thoughts after that. But no, well, I will. Awesome seeing Jay. Real fast. Go ahead.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah. I'll just go back to this for a second. I feel like he was terribly pigeonholed at TNA and never got his full potential. It just never reached it. We saw him in Las Vegas, and he's a fucking stunner in the ring. And I just don't feel like, and we were there. I know I was there when he was breaking news to people about the TNA situation. He was so happy. And then I saw where he got pigeonholed as like kind of the friend and stuff. And I'm going, oh, what a waste of a fucking
Jay in the X division is barely thinking that's a shame. I was just about to say because Jay's so talented. Like,
Yes.
I don't like. I want to see kind of Jay get like Sidney Hakeem. Like, hey, I didn't get the proper treatment Impact. I'm gonna go on the Indies and go back and show everybody what they were missing out on and show the different side of Jay. And I hope Jay gets that opportunity.
And I'll just use the time just for a second to say again, thank you, Effie, for coming on last week's show. I'll say again, he was a joy to have, and we wouldn't have Effie without a little controversy coming with him. So it was a small and stressful week last week, but yes, thank you so much. Now I know what it's like to take the Effie ride emotionally. We got ridden hard.
So what are your thoughts on the promo afterwards? I thought it was
Effie's
interesting.
Promo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I wish I had more on it, honestly.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sorry. Is there anything you need to say about it?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of now after that little promo, while at the end I was more convinced for Effie, it felt like during that promo it was kind of like a not giving up, but maybe it's gonna be Ali at Hammerstein and not Effie. And I don't know how to ultimately feel about it. I just had very mixed emotions. I didn't feel it obviously is a very distressed Effie at this time. It didn't feel like the normal Effie promo. I guess I'm feeling like how he's feeling and how a lot of people are feeling with this. It just I don't know what to feel about it. I thought it was out of character, I guess, for Effie, which is odd.
I will just agree with you. It was out of character. That's why I don't really know what to. I don't know. It is what it is.
All right. Our main event was for the GCW title as Mance Warner defends it against Fuego del Sol.
As always, it's so much fun watching Mance be a menace. It's fun to watch him scan the crowd for targets pre-match. And then mid-match, Mance double dipped the excitement, stole a chair from a fan, then stole someone's cane and never returned it. The good news is Fuego also used the cane later in the match, but he nicely gave it back to the person like a good person should. Broken doors and chairs everywhere. Mance stole Fuego's mask, threw it off. Referee Perch turned around to see where it went. Mance kicks Fuego in the balls and he covers for 3. Our winner here in the main event and still the GCW World Champion, Mance Warner.
All right. I'm going to just say what I'm going to say, and then I got to stop it and send it to you because I don't want to ramble on this. Because I don't want it to feel like a knock on Fuego. Mance really got that guy at the beginning, that white hat fired up. Like he was hunting him down, following him in the ring. I thought that was hysterical. While I'm ultimately happy Fuego got the title shot because he absolutely kicked ass and had a GCW level main event match here with Mance. These are the title defenses that I hated with Blake. Like it kind of felt like wins and losses didn't matter. We're just putting talent out there that's not. I'm not saying like Fuego's in the local area, but it didn't feel like Fuego deserves a main event shot. While there's some other people that have not gotten title shots, and this goes to my wins or losses. But I get we know Mance is going to win, and we don't want to bury any other bigger name talent involved with the Hammerstein main card because you don't want to like. I want to talk about the booking next week for Cardona and Broski against Gringo and Desperados. I'm very interested to see what happens there. But and you don't want to have the title. This didn't have to be for the title match, as I was saying earlier. That not every match that with the champion needs to be for the title. And I maybe would have picked a different opponent for Mance to defend against. I just want the wins and losses to matter, and what I'm investing my time in to mean something that makes sense in a wrestling form. In our wrestling brains that we've grown up and learned all these years. And this is once again, no knock on Fuego. I was happy for him to get this opportunity, but his win-loss is something else to be desired for when it comes to challengers for the title. Other than that, I love the match. I normally would have hated that finish. Fuego killed it. Like that's why I said I don't want this to be a knock on that. It just wins and losses. That's out of Fuego's control. Whatever. He absolutely killed it here in this main event. He kind of makes me eat my words because it was awesome, and I want to see this kind of Fuego del Sol moving forward because he's shown a lot of growth in this match. I think. And normally I would have hated this kind of finish with the low blow and bullshit mask toss, but Emma was pissed, but I kind of liked it. I popped. So, sorry, Emma. And I thought it was a great job to end the show, get Vance Warner a bunch of heat and end it that way.
I think that's a great way to close that show.
All right. Our next show is GCW Mastermind, coming to us from Center Stage in Atlanta, Georgia.
And boy, was it looking a touch different. There's fencing in front of the stage. Wasn't used to seeing that. I really liked all the jumping that we used to do off of there. Luckily, someone still took a dive. Now, am I wrong, or am I thinking of...
I thought I've seen fences there before. Maybe they just weren't as high, or maybe the camera was at a different angle, but I thought I remember seeing fences there before. And that kind of threw me off at the first time.
I'm probably confusing it with Pops, because Pops has a similar... I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see. The fans had their own mind on who was face or heel. That was a different dynamic. People like Garbage Daddies and whatnot kind of leaned into it a little bit, and I like when that happens. Don't let them throw you off. Lean into it and have some fun with it. We know you're not really bad daddies. The stage had maybe 25 people tops all night, and that stage had at least double the seats. I'm going to ask you, should GCW hold off on some buildings or cities when you see low attendance? Because on TV, it translates like doesn't look good. So is it time to either up your game or lower the size of the building, or stop coming as much because oversaturation is causing the issue?
I think it's number 3 there. I think going to the same venue, like I always joke with Pops, like it feels like every fucking week we're talking about Pops. Like Vegas, we get that one show a year. Like we're starting to see
or
as you
two.
go to. I'll take if I didn't get the show and I'm getting the collective, I'll take that little break. But you, from the moment collective ends, you better come back before April. That's all I ask. But this is where I always sound like a mad fan that would always wants to. I want to get the GCW's 4 times. Yes, as a fan, I do want to see that. But here, as a business wise, I know nothing about this business. But what little thing, like you're getting diminishing returns on the last 4 shows like you've done or at these places, or 5 shows. It's like you've gone there a lot where I think you got what before the first Hammerstein show, you guys were going to Wyoming. You're getting all these new places you've never been before and hitting all these new venues. And then when you go back to a place you haven't been in a year or longer, these fans are dying to see you back and like want to get that excitement and going to see you. But like when you go to the same cities and same venues 4 times a year, like you're going to get diminishing returns. It's just a natural feeling unless like you're at the top of your game. And right now I feel they're going up, and like we're going to Hammerstein and the build is getting good and it's getting interesting, but not to go 4 times within the last year when there's other cities dying to get to go. And as you said, like lower the vet, like I don't know if the venue size or whatnot, but like if that's what you're afraid of, some of your best shows and best atmospheres and best what's come across Triller, not business wise, maybe, I have no idea, but like are those Milwaukee shows where we get a John Wayne Murdoch and Mance just tear it up in the main event and those fans just leave with a bloodbath and that crazy show. Like go back to, like, I think you should go back to visiting places once a year, but yes, go to LA, go to AC 3-4 times a year. Those are going to your constants. Go to the constants. But if you're seeing like on your second one, you're seeing it's less than the first one, or like, hey, listen to the feedback of ticket sales and what the fans are asking for. I would go back.
Listen to the fans.
Doing. Yeah, like if you're not getting as big as many people's asking for Seattle, don't go to Seattle within the next 6 months and the ticket sales are lower. Like now take a Seattle year off and go to another place in Washington area, maybe, or up in the North or Pacific Northwest and find out there. Like there's a lot of cities and places that are dying to see GCW live, I think. And going once a year keeps it fresh. No, I'm not saying cancel Hammerstein. Hammerstein was 2 years ago.
Oh, geez. No, we can't cancel Hammerstein. That would be
maybe not have gone to Brooklyn, New York, and couple New York these last couple times and let the fans save up, and maybe that's a financial decision they got to make that affects everything too.
Right there. Stop right there. That one. Brooklyn. You hit Brooklyn twice, and then you go and hit Hammerstein You know, maybe with concerted effort, you starve New York for 9 months or a year, and then say, "Okay, guys, we're coming back."
And we don't, okay. And this is what I'm saying. I don't know any of this stuff. I don't know contracts. I don't know the multiple rentals just to get to. This is where I'm ignorant. I don't know about you, John. This is where I'm ignorant. Like, I'm talking just.
No, I'm fucking ignorant, my friend.
Like, yeah, I'm ignorant with all this stuff. And like, we don't know the numbers. Like, fuck it. Like, we could be completely wrong. And Brett's laughing at us right now. And that's fine. Like, yeah. I'm giving my opinion on what I see as a fan and what knowledge I have of that little stuff. Like, yeah, I'm lost on that stuff. I'm just giving my opinion. Like, that's what, like, I just think it just kind of makes sense. Like, as a fan, I know if I get GCW once a year, I'm going to be really excited. Like, Double or Nothing weekend was a big weekend for me every year. Like, I get AEW, I get 5 shows. I get a little mini collective during Double or Nothing weekend. And, like, I'm good seeing GCW once a year at the Silver Nugget. So, like, the fans, like, are all over the place. Throw that in, like, a Phoenix loop even. Like, go to that twice a year. Like, I just think 4 or 5 times gets a little too crazy, especially when you're going to close to where you're about to have your big show, Hammerstein.
Well, where they grow all the weed in California is called the Emerald Triangle. If Las Vegas would get their shit together, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and Phoenix would be basically the Southwest Emerald Triangle. They would just make money. Out here, out west, we support GCW like as best as we can. Sell out Phoenix, sell out LA. Las Vegas, the last show, I have no idea how much it was, but it was well over the size of the UCC by far. Reed also says he may know a little bit about this here. I do know this much. If you go to book a venue, let's just say for round numbers, it's 10K. If you say, hey, will you give me a 10% cut if I book three shows here? Yeah, they might do that sometimes. So, but again, we have no idea. No idea whatsoever. Yeah. We'll keep moving. I'm so sorry. I keep getting lost in chat, and then
here's another AC though. Get the East Coast correspondence perspective that goes to all the AC shows, like how we go to LA all the time. Like, you could, like, diehards are going to be there, but like the kind of casuals and newer ones are not going to show up 3, 4, 5. Like, make it a regular thing, but you make it like a yearly thing. It's something they can plan around. Then you're going to see more, I think, want for the GCW product.
Well, I wish Frank was almost on for this one, but he's talking about how there's, the vote of no confidence in AC, where people aren't showing up basically because they aren't getting what they like, or they don't like the venue, or it's time to start listening to fans a lot. A home base is important. Really important. Unfortunately, it's just, there are so many things here. Time to start listening to the fans. We need a home base that we're all proud of. We need full buildings. I don't care if it's a goddamn garage. Fill the building so at least on camera it looks good. It's like, great, you're at center stage, half full or less is not a good look. It would be much better to go to somewhere in Atlanta, fill that place to the point to where the fucking walls are sweating, and then tear down the house. You don't want to say you worked a venue at a percentage of the seats, especially when it was extremely low. I know that's common sense, but I mean, either pick up the show or put down the venue.
And that, like,
the fence is always at center stage also. Thank you so much, Reed.
Yeah. Sorry, I clicked it wrong.
It's a bitch session tonight, but we're just going to have it, because if we just say everything's just fantastic when obviously we see everything is not fantastic, then guess what? We're being dishonest if we don't talk about our feelings in this one.
I've been highlighting the good stuff that we've been enjoying too. So like that has been a total. Both of us, we haven't been going to. We've given our opinions, and like I said, it's been 3 weeks. So give us a little thing here. All right. First match of the evening was Gringo Loco versus Rico Gonzalez.
A lot of high-flying action. An excellent match between both. They sold the struggle. I loved Rico already. He unexpectedly stepped it up in this match and showed me a level I didn't know he had. Also, seeing Gringo, when he gets in the ring, every time now, I'm eyeballing the ropes. Do you ever notice that too? You're like, okay, maybe see if these are loose or if these are tight.
I look and see what he's going to do with it.
Exactly. Exactly. I thought it was funny though. Gringo makes me think of the ropes now. Our winner here in a 12-minute match with Rico, and I feel like I didn't give it enough emphasis, but great match. Gringo Loco is our winner.
Quick inside box. I don't want to say it out loud just in case it wasn't said out loud, but now every time I see one certain item or certain groups of items, I think of Gringo. You said you saw the ropes. I think of one certain items after the interview with Gringo.
Hey, no lie. I never talk about DMs, but he and I actually do send videos and pictures of our setups and stuff. It's so cool, man. It really is. I wish I know. Oh, okay, fuck off. But it is fun and we enjoy it.
It's funny, yeah. I was happy for Rico to get this high-profile show opening match against Gringo Loco at center stage. I think, as you said, it was a big deal for him, and definitely Rico stepped up and had a great match. I think it was a great performance by both, and that stalling Falcon Arrow was pretty crazy, I thought, during that match. And yeah, as Reed said here, strong, very, very strong opener. Match number 2 was the Bob Squad, or what was it, Flakoyaki? Or was it Yaki Flacco?
Terry Bobby.
Terry Bobby.
Yeah.
I almost said Ricky
Terry
Bobby.
Flacco Yaki was another one. Or Bobby Yaki.
Well, in this situation, I think the Bob Squad is more appropriate, as the Bob Squad goes against the Garbage Daddies.
That Bob Squad entrance was sick. I love the hype train, and he had the bike going. AR Fox and the WWA 4 top team were there. Teriyaki was great. I won't say it. Yes, I will. I miss his hair. The Garbage Daddies were booed tonight, which was unique. Fans were split back and forth, made for a very odd match. About halfway through, they leaned into it, and the match changed for the better. 11 minutes here. Our winner were the Garbage Daddies. What are your thoughts on this one?
Was AR Fox actually there? Maybe did I miss it? Or you said like his group?
Well, that's a great question. I think they said AR Fox and the WWA 4 top team, I think they called it, but yeah.
Just trying to get some information there. Yeah. Bob Squad showed up. I loved it. I love that entrance. Yeah, strong, greatest entrance ever. That was cool. Like at center stage, it was awesome. This tag team grown on me just like that. Teriyaki went nuts for like a minute, and thank you, shout out to Emma for all these names for these moves. Teriyaki hit a leaping lariat to Cole, and then a tope con hero to Cole to the outside, ducking Alex's clothesline. Then he went back in the ring and hit Alec with a DDT on the apron. Acai moonsault back to Cole and hits Alec with a hanging destroyer off the middle rope. That was insane. This is why I love Teriyaki. He fucking just like in 2-3 minute spurts just goes nuts and crazy. Him and Bobby the same way. We always say Bobby's like in 6 minutes he just goes nuts and crazy and just causes mayhem. I love that tag team. They're like a wrecking ball. Yeah. Thank you, Emma, for naming all those moves. Fun tag match. Both teams killed it. And yeah, I liked, as you said, Garbage Daddy's kind of playing both roles throughout this match. And it just shows both of them could be good. And I would enjoy seeing them as face and heels depending on the situation.
I'll leave it there. I like it. I can't argue that. It was well said.
All right. Next match is Alley Catch versus Hunter Drake.
Very simple. Allie was the heel and the aggressor. Fans created a fuck him up chant. No one was on poor Hunter's side somehow here. I'd like to hear what Allie was saying better, because she was also doing a lot of talking while she was wrestling. So I don't know. Felt like he wasn't. Our winner here was Allie in 9.5 minutes. Your turn, bud.
All right, I'm on just because we talked about it earlier. I'm just going to same thing. Just stop as soon as I'm done with this here and send it to you, because I know you have some stuff. Maybe I'll have to stop you too, so we don't go back into this. I was hoping for more of a squash match here to further elevate Allie, and would really like to see her in higher profile matches to build momentum heading into Hammerstein. Hunter looked really good against Allie in this one too. Hunter looked really good in this match. Like I was saying, kind of too good earlier. Like I would have showcased more Allie instead of Hunter. But yeah, I just wish Allie was a little bit more dominant, and good win for Allie going into Hammerstein.
Funny thing, I think everything I had to say about Bane and Allie and everything else, I think I pushed that out in the beginning. I'm looking at my notes here and I'm like, Yeah, I think I've said everything on this one. Funny enough. Yeah, I would have put Megan and Allie up against each other. I think it would have been absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Our next matchup was Jack Cartwheel versus Fuego del Sol.
Holy moly, they did a lot here. I just have to say, I think I was tired when I watched this one. I'm not going to lie, guys. I don't remember a whole hell of a lot in this one, Brand. I'm going to need you on this. This is like one of those rare times where I just don't feel like I had much. It was just flip, go, flip, go. I look up and it's like, okay, what the hell do I do here? I gave up 5 minutes in and just went, they did a lot. So if you have anything more than that, perfectly fine. Our winner here was Jack Cartwheel. I still stand by my word. I like Fuego with Sam more than I like Fuego on his own. Something about that dynamic is just interesting and fun.
I am changing my thoughts on that one. I was agreeing with you before. Fuego is killing it right now. I enjoyed this weekend from Fuego. I kind of had this similar notes, like they did a really good job. It was a really good match. They both showcased it, and I was happy they got 17 minutes because Fuego earned it the night before, and Jack has been killing it as well. And to see those kind of like not veterans, they're both kind of like, I think on experience level, Fuego's been on TV a little bit more, but to help Jack out there, I think it was a good showcase match for both to show how much they've both grown over the last year. And I love Fuego as a singles competitor, and other than that, I thought it was a really good match. I didn't have anything else because they both don't have a story kind of going on right now, other than this was a really good, high quality matchup from both. I think that elevated, like I said, for me, I am way more in on Fuego this weekend than not saying I wasn't going into, but I think he just elevated himself with this weekend with Mance and Cartwheel. Those are two stylistically different matches. You're on mute, by the way. That's why I'm still talking.
He's someone that we can get behind. Fuego's lovable. He can talk on the mic, and he can fucking move. Like AEW dropped the motherfucking ball on him in one way or another, and we need to take advantage of that. Again, his mic work is just impressive, and I think that with a proper storyline, you could rally fans behind him, but he has to have the right asshole beatdown style opponent. Somebody has to bully him.
This is where I think he should have kind of taken over for Jordan with the Mason story. Let Mason go just ballistic on Fuego, but it builds Fuego up. It builds the fans to cheer against him. It fills in Jordan, because I think that's what they were going with Jordan and Mason. And it's just a natural fit there. I'd rather that at Hammerstein with a blood feud instead of Pero or Holiday and Mason. Like, those are all three, once again, heels. Like, who's going to cheer for who? But Mason's getting a little bit of pop here,
Mason's getting,
which is good.
Hey,
I'm happy, and I think it's an easy cheer. I think it's an easy Austin flip, you know? He's so sick now, we love him.
Thank you. That's actually what's going on here. I think he's doing such a good job at what he's doing that the fans are kind of embracing it. He could, I mean, we'll see where this trajectory takes him, but he might be in a case here where in another 6 months, he may not be able to do wrong in front of the fans, and then he has us eaten out of the palm. But I like the promo situation that him and Richard have going on for sure. It's like the throwback to that Cape Fear movie. Awesome.
And it's all online. Simple. Like I said, this is, if you're not going to get the TV time to do this shit, do it online. I love it. Like, it just gets me motivated. Like, these little things, like watching them, you pick up, it's rewarding the fans, like the hardcore fans. And thank you, Mason Holiday. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that was it, right? What match are we on now? All right. Next
match number 5.
Match number 5 is Man Like DeReese versus Megan Bain.
All right. Again, fortunate to see DeReese at GCW. He's always going to be welcome. He makes me miss Leon Slater because I saw them both I discovered them both at the same time on GCW TV. A really fun back and forth here. Both came out stronger. This is a title run style push for Megan going on here. And I know we talked about that earlier. So like always, our second half of the review goes a little quicker here. A solid 15-minute match between two people. I don't know if I would have originally pegged them for having 15 minutes, and they did a great job.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. 3 things just came up. So give me just 3 little things here. I'll try to make them as short as possible. Like,
I have no problems, man. You got all night.
So I guess two kind of go in. This match was good. This kind of goes to what I was talking about earlier. Now we got faces versus faces. Now there's kind of no one to cheer for, but luckily, man like Darius knows his role and has played it so comfortably. He can play it like a comedic way and still pull it off in ring to make it look credible while still being the good guy and letting Megan be the good girl. Like I enjoyed MLD's flexibility with this character to pull it off. But once again, I was just like concerned at first, like, how is this match going to play out? Are we going to be silly with Megan? Are we going to play it serious with MLD here? Like it was good. I enjoyed it, but this it has no story right now. And I think that's what's kind of going on. Like that's where I ended. It was a good match. It was fun, but there's no story. And like, that's where it ends. If you have built these little stories, we'd have a lot more talk about and be a little bit more excited for a lot of these matchups and cards coming up, I think.
I almost wondered if he was going to pull a Viva Van on her. Because why not? It's funny.
I think Megan's a different, like, I think they're going to be booking her though. Yeah. Like, I think like they're I don't know how to word it. Like they're booking her more strong and not in a comedic, serious role, not a comedic role. Where I think we've seen her in kind of like before this little big push going into this, she did do a little bit of comedy spots. I really enjoyed when she does that because it shows her versatility. But yeah, more of a serious Bane I was kind of hoping for, and I did. All right, here's my last one. I'll put two and two together. Great one. I'm lost here. Am I an idiot? I didn't cover ring announcer again. First name Jonesid. What does first name Jonesid mean? From Pero in Tampa. I'm confused on that. I'm interested in it. I'm just confused. All right. He types that one. Holiday is a snitch. No less snitch. It's all it takes to turn short. And that's why I guess it is easy too. It was a real good heel job by both of them. Real easy switch to turn one of the biggest dastardly heels face immediately. That's kind of impressive work by Holiday and Pero. Yeah. God, I'm just going through the chat here. I didn't expect this to be a
no. You're good.
I enjoyed that aspect of this match too. It played out very well.
So just a minute after this match ended here, I just want to say killer promo by Tank and the Rev, bringing something special to GCW. 100% behind the mic work and vibe. He gets better. The Rev gets better every time I hear him, to a point to where I shouted him out publicly. I'm like, dude, that was a fire ass promo.
Put that back up. I want to get back to that. Actually, no, I'm gonna hop it back on right. Put that back up real fast. What the Tank and stuff. I am 1,000% with you there. That might have been the promo of the year in GCW. I am not a huge fan of Tank. We've talked about this the last time we saw it. I became more of a bigger fan because of what you laid out historically and how his performance came across and the historical stuff that Tank and the Rev have done over all these years. I was ignorant, so I became a bigger fan. So going into this match, I'm like, okay, cool. Tank and Mercer, it's going to be just an old Deep South wrestling match. Like Tank's going to lose. Mancer's going to win. Whatever. I wasn't invested in it at all. That fucking video package, I was glued to it, and I was so amped for this match where I have no reason to be amped for Tank. So excellent job by those two. Shout out Tank and Rev there, because that was phenomenal work. Sorry. Rev Wilson, yeah. One of the people. Oh. All right. Oh, okay. He attacked the ring announcer. Yeah, he did toss him pretty good too. All right. That's why I was kind of like, I was so amped. Got a little disappointed here when I saw Griffin McCoy come out. No hate there. But then Griffin McCoy versus Manders.
Emilyn Fuego del Sol on the microphone. I wrote here, we talked about earlier, Fuego is definitely a talker. I'm noticing Manders is getting a bigger ovation every time he comes out. So I want to say I'm happy for him, but it's working. He's being seen as the strong semi-authority figure, I think, that needs to be seen. Like, if he comes out, bad guy is probably getting his ass kicked. I kind of like that. Griffin was our antagonist as usual. I don't have anything special in there. Kind of a shorter match here. Our winner was one called Manders. I just wrote down here, this wasn't a squash, but it was a beatdown. It felt somewhat like the previous match between Megan and Darius. I really did like it a lot, though. About 8 minutes long. What do you think on this one?
It felt longer to me, to be honest. When you said 8 minutes, I was like, what? It felt like almost like I think this is where I love McCoy. He did great in-ring work, like working over Mander's arm and telling that story to prevent Manders from throwing that lariat. This is where I think Griffin McCoy, like, it is frustrating to me, but he did really good work. Fuego did really good job on commentary with them on this match. Like I said, I enjoyed the storytelling they did. And Manders swung enough times and connected it finally with the big one to get the victory. But I love every time he threw it, Fuego's commentary on it. This is where I think Fuego did a really good job of, like, maybe he just told such a good story helping in the match. It felt longer to me because 8 minutes feels like half the time for me, because I enjoyed this match actually way more than I was expecting. Like I said, after seeing that Tank match and seeing Griffin McCoy, I was kind of pissed. But they worked me back into it by the end of the match, that's for sure.
It worked. That's all that matters. If it pissed you off, then it worked.
But it was like a good way. Like I said, like McCoy's in-ring is getting better. I just got to change that character. I want like Morton to, like, let's make you a real legend, McCoy. Let me treat you how like a heel should be in this wrestling business as someone who's grown up in it. Like, I would love like kind of like a little mini makeover that way. All right, next match is Joey Janela versus Jimmy Wang Yang.
I love saying Jimmy Wang Yang. It's just kind of the fun thing to say. Emo and Fuego are still on commentary here. Jimmy looked great. His standing moonsault looked fluid. I would have loved to have seen Mance Warner versus the Wang in Atlanta. I think that would have been cool deep down south. Joey was awesome in this match. As always, he's been really kicking ass out there. Our winner was Joey with the package pile driver, that deadly thing. 10.5 minutes long on this match. What did you think about this one?
Real fast. Wait one here. Fuego did a good job putting over Griff's martial offense. Like I don't know. That match like stood out to me like for the whole weekend. This match, like I said, I don't know, maybe I'm just riding the high, but Jimmy Wang Yang looked freaking amazing. He was awesome in the ring. He looked like as Emil pointed out, looked like he never missed any time away. And I always forget about the WCW days when they talk about Jimmy Wang Yang. I'm thinking the damn cowboy, but yeah, I forget he was on the exciting part of Nitro every weekend. It's so crazy thinking he's been in a wrestling ring that long. And I was happy to see him back in a GCW ring. Fuego talking about Joey's Jimmy Wang Gang had me cracking up. Jimmy looked very good in this match, and it was a good warm-up for Joey for Hammerstein.
I'm not touching it.
I think that was great. I didn't know he wrestles all the time. Like I don't follow. Like I must have missed all that. But he's good. He looked really good. Like he was always good. Didn't look like he missed a step at all.
The Young Dragons. Damn, man.
Who was the other tag partner? Was it Kid Cashmere? Ooh, oh my god! If I pulled that one out of nowhere, no, I can't be Kid Cashmere. Yeah, those were fun matches. Yeah, Jimmy Wang Gang, that was fun to see. I was actually I was still riding the high, and I was like kind of hyped after that last match. All right, next match is a scramble match, as it was Ariel Van Gogh, Jazzy Yang, Adam Priest, Jay Lucas, and Jaden Newman.
All right, here. Ariel Van Gogh with a nice dive from the stage. That's the one I was talking about earlier. Then he goes for a dive off another spot, and someone pushes him off. It's Blake Christian. And I like this spot. He's like ominously just watching the match. And I kind of like that a lot because it felt like he had somebody or something targeted. Finally, Blake gets involved and hits that spinning upside down tope again. And like you were saying, it's like a tope con, I don't know, tope con Fosbury.
Middle rope Fosbury. Middle rope con hero Fosbury.
I'm going to fuck that up again. I'm just promising you that right now. Our winner here in this one was Jazzy Yang. And of course, Blake comes in the ring after the match, takes out Jazzy Yang. What are your thoughts on this one?
All right, so I think I just put two and two together. That's why I kind of paused. And so I'm going to say my notes, and then I'm going to ask you a question here. Sure. I found it interesting that they started the scramble during like the live break, as Emil kind of pointed out, while they were going down the Hammerstein rundown. You just hear action in the background. I was like, oh, what's going on? Like, oh, is Cardona or man starting shit out here? What's happening? And then or maybe is Atticus coming out like unannounced again and just interrupting the show? Like I was excited, and then they just come back and it's like a match already happening, a referee, and so I found that very interesting. Blake coming out and being a spoiler has been interesting, but I guess I should stop here though. What 2 matches has he spoiled right now? What's the common factor there?
Ooh, that's a great question. Okay, so help me out here. So that was a scramble. I don't see anybody inside that scramble. I don't know. What do you got there? What's the connection?
What was the match the night prior?
Oh gosh, don't challenge me already on that. I couldn't tell
Scramble.
you. What was it? So he keeps attacking scrambles.
Now, okay, I'm about to say, and then he goes to Santana out the mall. I was thinking like it's kind of been what I bitched about. Like he's attacking like the local talents that it seemed like he had to defend the belts against, or like those kind of caliber level talents. But I was kind of picking up on after the second one. It was kind of little. To me, that's what I picked up on. But this is what I love. Like I have no idea. We're sitting here guessing, and what's the plan for Blake for Hammerstein? Is he going to get a showcase match? Is he going to spoil a scramble? Can he show up since? I don't want to get too much of this. Can he show up? Like I'm worried about Gringo, Blake Christian, some of these other talents after this week we hear Willie Mack. And I know we don't want to get too drama and stuff, but like I'm worried about that being an issue. I can't wait to see how his whole story plays out between now and Hammerstein. Blake's still inventing new moves. He's up in his game right now, which is a testament to the worker he is. It seems like he's like a broken man right now in the ring, just trying to figure it out and taking his frustrations. It seems like on everything that fans kind of like were complaining about with him was the words, the talent that he's going against. So I love the callbacks. I love the stuff. I'm interested to see what happens here with all this stuff. And I really like his new attire as well. I like went from like the all black shirts, like the Malachi black one night, to the long pants with the man in the mirror. I love everything Blake's doing right now. This whole character and presentation change is what we asked to do since when he first did this black art gimmick way back when.
Reed is talking about how Blake definitely seems to attack gimmicks or people who could be questioned over their spot on that card. He attacked Santana, then attacked Microman. So is he attacking outsiders maybe, or people he don't believe should be in GCW? Is he?
That's what I'm saying. That's I complained just this show. I was complaining about his title run against the locals that didn't belong on GCW. I don't know. That's where I'm headed with that stuff. I
like that.
I keep me on my toes, Blake. Thank you. This is awesome. Keep it going, man. And he's doing everything. He's doing the online videos, keeping me interested throughout the week, and to see what it keeps me invested all week long in all these little things and stories. And that's what I wanted to get to earlier. I don't want to get too far. Someone Reed, you said not every match needs a story, but like look how much we're talking about stories and how much we're talking about a Megan Bain versus MLD match. Sorry, like the stories is right now the talking point, gets the fans excited, and why they have some. A lot more can be done, in my opinion.
So then I'll move on to this promo. There was a promo with Mr. Danger and John Wayne Murdoch. I was quoted. I had a little quote that was in there. I can't remember what show it was. I think it was after Mr. Danger did that huge dive from, oh God, I can't remember, Cage of Survival possibly. But I put Mr. Danger is GCW. It ended up making it on there. So there you go, guys. I'm a TV star now.
They pay for autographs on Saturday night.
Yeah. There we go. I'll be one of those people that are at the merch table as a fan going, buy my shit.
Fight night. Yeah, the fake balcony.
That's it.
It was still cool though. All right. You want to do the next match?
All right, then. For the next match, we have match number 9, Mr. Danger versus John Wayne Murdoch. The Danger chants here were unmistakable. He could do no wrong. A badass tribute to Sick Nick Mondo, if you had a chance to look at that. He placed tubes on Murdoch's chest, then jumped over the top rope, hit a huge leg drop. Murdoch did a fantastic job putting Mr. Danger over. It was extremely selfless. I think he did a great job there. Our winner here was Mr. Danger, less than 8 minutes long. This match was all about Mr. Danger. I believe this was a coming out party for him. Bravo and welcome to the deathmatch world, Mr. Danger. We're very proud that we had popped that cherry here. This is all about timing and striking with the iron, and was hot, and I feel like this is exactly what they do. The last thing I'm going to say, take notes. Mr. Danger wrestles hungry, and we can see it, which means if you don't wrestle hungry, we can see it. And that's something to remember, because somebody important are always watching these GCW shows. So whether you want to admit to it or not, every match on these shows are tryouts. Never
literally now
lose sight of that.
WWID tryouts.
Yeah. So people are watching, and it's a good idea. Yeah, the Duke of Tiny Nipples, John.
That's what I was laughing at. Sorry, I was laughing at your comment. I was laughing at that. I'm trying to be professional tonight. I hope you see I'm trying to hold off on the comments until you're done talking, until you don't get interrupted. I'm trying my best here since you don't have the power.
Actually, I love all the extensive notes you took, because it's really awesome to see you kind of write all your thoughts down and really bang them out tonight.
I'm trying to keep it succinct too. Exactly. I'm trying to keep it succinct and not go crazy, even though I went crazy earlier, but it's been 3
fuck
weeks.
It. That's half the fun. We're getting it all out of our system right now.
But it's one of the stuff that's the stories that's getting us invested. It's not on like MLD Bane's awesome. Like, and I get what you're saying. Like, that's a cool showcase. Like, that's fine right now. But I just thought by now Megan would get a little bit more invested into Hammerstein. Like, that's what I'm kind of was hoping.
Me too. Me too. And now that Janela is going to be tied up in that 6-way match, that leaves her exposed to whatever they put her in with. But yeah, to have a huge fan favorite not booked on a match right now with less than a month to go, or about a month to go, is kind of wild. A fan favorite should have a match out there right now. And
so that people know what they're paying to get to.
Yeah. Sell the main event, but you can't sell the main event.
You sold Hammerstein the first time without announcing a damn match. That was the first time. Like, I don't know if that's what maybe they were hoping and banking on. If so, that's not. I don't know. But as Great One said earlier, a couple people said, like, we don't know what to expect at Hammerstein, so they're not getting invested in, especially our main event. We don't know what match is going to watch, so that's affecting people's decision. And I think even these little matches, like, I'm excited for this DLC match. I was excited for the trios getting that Gringo getting that match with the Los Desperados. I'm happy. I think it's kind of a cool idea, the Ali Effie Mance. I'm still a fan behind it, even though I have my disregards. I think that was a cool idea, and I just wish it'd play out a little bit better, and we still got time. When you're announcing these things, people are getting excited. Like Drew Parker getting announced, I was like, there we go. Like, I think we need to start announcing a little bit more so people could get more excited for the show over these next couple. Because I get you want to save the surprises. You could, I don't know. Like, there's ways, but
nope. I am not pulling more than 1 or 2 surprises tops. This show needs to be sold yesterday. True. If I were you, I'd be pulling out the big guns motherfucking now. With 40% of ticket sales where they are, if I were you, I'd be scorched earth right now. Let me explain some things, and I have said it before. This is where ECW and Paul Heyman thrived. The big guy getting crapping on the little guy. And we're down here in the little spot going, hey, you're picking off our talent, but you don't want to do business with us. You know, it's like they should be selling the fact that the big guy who isn't doing too hot is trying to take down the little guy. And that I think is something that should be happening. And Frankie, I will be playing that speech probably closer to Hammerstein, but it's absolutely correct. I don't see why.
If we're telling them, why are we waiting to play it? We might as well play it now. If we're telling them to, why wait? Let's get it now.
I can pull it up.
We'll save it for the end of the show.
Okay, I'll definitely pull it up
when we get out of here. Hopefully, Cass won't get too mad. As I don't know if we're going to get copyright for that, but
I don't think so. But yeah, there's quite a few things there that I think at some point needs to be discussed. Like, New York has changed, so for GCW to be GCW, it's kind of hard to do it there. Which means if we're going to show everybody what we have, which that 10% that we can't show is what makes us so kind of difficult. That also makes it a little difficult. But yeah, the main event is it's hard to sell when you don't have it. But I could tell you this much: if you have if it's supposed to be a party and good times and you have a heel Allie versus a heel Manser in the main event, the only thing we're going to do is cheer Allie to get her shit kicked in. That's just all we're going to do, because right now, the only thing that's equally as popular as Mance Warner in his heel phase would be Effie in his face phase. So we know this only goes one way, or we feel this only goes one way. But I could tell you right now, if Allie and Mance Warner is my main event with absolutely very little storyline built between the both of them, that's not what fans want, because I've listened to what the fans, they tell me what they want.
I don't know if me and Reed are on the same page. I do think there's a way, like I was saying earlier, to make the fans happy, but to fucking close the show and piss everyone off, but in a very, very good way that could get people excited for what we haven't seen in a while. Just that is a thought I hope and could think of, and that's what I've thought of for the end of Hammerstein. That if Mance, I'm rooting for Mance. Like either way, like Effie, I hope he gets his moment too. Like Effie and Mance is going to be a tough one, but Mance is just such on a roll right now. I don't want him to lose it. But Effie is such on fire right now, and I would love Effie to get his moment. And Allie, I don't want to see her with this new character and all the heat she's getting to get screwed over again at Hammerstein and have another. Just starting off with a loss and building this new character with a high-profile loss is going to be terrible. I don't know. And this is a good thing, I guess. Like we don't know, but we hope for the best. I don't know. You're muted or something. Maybe I'm muted. I don't know if you guys hear him? No, I can't hear you. Type in the chat if you can hear John. Maybe it's just me. It's you? Okay. All right. I'll go here though. Send the crowd home happy, but at a good clip. Thank you. They should be doing that every show. Like they were doing that for shows forever. As soon as you say check, I'll stop. So don't worry. You're not going to be rude by cutting me off. I'm just going to ramble till you get on. Like I would be booking like cliffhangers every show. Like that's back in the day. That's what they were doing. John is beat. Okay. That's what they were like with the Atticus and Jordan shows, like every show, like you wanted to tune in. What the fuck is going to happen next show? And it feels like now we're just like, what the hell? This is all promoting Hammerstein, which you got to do. But I think there's hopefully we can see some better and cool ways to do that here over the next couple weeks. Yeah, there's so many hardcore New York GCW fans are trusting and taking a chance. So yes, to sell all those other seats, and you need to announce more since the ECW legends didn't move seats. Yeah, I don't know about ticket sales on that. That's out of my thing. I would just do sorry, we'll go back here. I would just do I took myself out now. Sorry. I would just do kind of, as John said, you might have to start pulling out all the big ones now, but you want to do safe surprises because me being a fan of surprises. There we go. John back? Nope. John's still not back, John. Maybe unplug it and plug it back in, maybe. That's what you did. You can hear yourself? Okay. Yeah. Chat says they can't hear you and I can't hear you. So I was thinking maybe it could be me. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of fun stuff for Hammerstein. I didn't give my thoughts on Mr. Danger Murdoch, so I guess I'll do that real fast. Danger was cool. Like Sick Commando was a cool callback. I didn't even really see it because I haven't seen a lot of him, but I would love to see a lot more of his work. And if I could see it through Mr. Danger, that'd be awesome right now. I was surprised when he pulled out the glass. I guess I should have seen it coming when I saw him all bandaged up. I thought they were just going to be a little couple spots, but seeing as much glass as Mr. Danger took, I'm excited if he is possibly announced for the DLC match. And Reed, I wanted to get back to this one. Your theory here, I would like to hear your theory. So type it in the chat because it would be kind of cool to see you start the show. Maybe not start the show off, but like you announce like the 5th one, and then it's like kind of like what they did at AC with like you kind of like announce 4 more people afterwards, and then kind of just get a never-ending couple surprises back to back to back would be kind of cool. Throw some maybe some more legends in there, some more bigger names. I don't know. Let's see, John. No, John's dead tonight. What do we got? Clipboard? We got whiteboard? He's got a whiteboard. Oh, he's got a phone. Okay, yeah. Hop in chat maybe. I don't know. Oh no, we got like fun stuff to talk about too. All right. So yeah, I don't know. That would be kind of cool though if they did multiple surprises. I'm always a fan for that, those kind of things. They should be definitely aggressively flying the what? Flying the 3. Yeah. Uh Big Show versus Mercer. Yeah. Mercer. Am I muted? I'm mute now. Uh-oh. Yes, I like that. I forget all about Ali when it comes to that. Oh my god, I forget all about Ali when it comes to that stuff. Or Sawyer, not Ali. A lot of people don't have a match. That's kind of what I was getting into. There's quite a few people that don't have matches here. Oh,
Can you
John's
hear me
going.
now?
Oh, there we go, John's.
Holy mackerel.
There we go. I'm
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess we're going this route.
Maki doesn't have a match. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, I don't know how deep I want to get into that until what we already talked about the extreme title, so it's not being used at the moment. So I guess we already hit it. I don't want to get too much into Maki unless you want to again. That's kind of where we're at right now.
Nah. No, we're good there. We finished match 9, right?
Yep.
All right.
All right. Let's finish the show off since technical problems. All right,
Hey, it happens.
Oh yeah, it happens. Next match is Effie versus Broski Jimmy.
A little hardcore match is what we had here. We had a sack rider through a door. We have a fight to the back. I loved that. We need hardcore style brawls in the back, Attitude Era kind of thing going on here. Then Ali attacks, followed by Mance. Eventually, they make it back to the ring, and somehow Effie pulled it off here. Our winner was Effie with just under 10 minutes long. Did you have any ideas on this one?
I just liked how Effie's matches are making sense right now in the build up to Hammerstein, while Ali's is not, and Mansur's is defending the belt, working hard. So that was kind of just interesting to me. But I like how it all made sense. It added to the story. I'm more invested into what's gonna happen there, and yeah, I enjoyed their match, and hope to see a little bit more from Effie and the crew there with Deathmatch Royalty. All right, our main event that I finally get to watch after I was dying after that promo. Mance Warner defending the GCW title against Tank.
All right, this is a classic style, Southern, gritty, dirty, blood, pro wrestling, fighting in the crowded center stage kind of thing going on. Mansour was out here having classics again. He averages 19 and a half minutes per match in the last 10 matches. And you add up all 26 defenses, he averages 18 and a half minutes per title defense. Tank had the purple and black colors on, thought that was very cool. This was very much a weapons match. Both were heavily bloodied, doors, chairs, glass all over the place. I was laughing at the fact that we had the Rev down there ringside. He kept sliding doors in the ring to be used. Emil counting doors was enjoyable. Getting past the number 3 and 4 was kind of rough, but eventually he got to the correct number of doors. It was also fun to hear Emil start to loosen up on the microphone. It really happened in this main event. Our winner here, and still GCW World Champion, Mance Warner.
Yeah, that lived up to the promo video. Like I said, I was amped. Even though I knew what was going to happen, that video had me just hyped to what we were going to see. And now, and knowing kind of the backlash everything was getting at center stage, and knowing what Mance does when his back's up against the wall like that, he was going to put on a show with Tank. Tank was awesome. Rev, I love Tank and Rev. I want to see a lot more of them, but I don't want to go the oversaturation as we were talking about earlier, but whenever they hit in Tank's area, I want to see both of them. I am a huge fan of theirs now. This was, Reed, you called it perfectly here. This felt like a old 1980s match, a old 1995 match. The NWA meets ECW. That was awesome, and that's what I want Hammerstein to be. I want that for Ring of Honor and ECW to meet. That's what I envisioned the Hammerstein show, ultimately in my vision. And Mance as GCW champion can give us both of those kind of styles as he always does. And yeah, fantastic. They delivered in the main event, sent everyone there home happy, and I was happy too after that main event. All right, We're going to talk about this weekend.
Yeah, I can do that real quick, especially since we're going to be at that LA show.
I was just about to say, when anything LA, we would need to bring up real fast. Wait,
So-
somebody said something earlier. Oh, go ahead. I'll look for it. Go ahead.
Okay, while you look for that, I'll go ahead and just go through the next two shows that we have coming up for this weekend. Our first show here will be Friday, December 13th. That's GCW's Scene of the Crime from Nile Theater in Phoenix, Arizona. We have Sidney Akeem versus Ray Horace, Rich Swann versus Man Like Doris, the Daddies versus the Zaddies, Matthew Justice versus Broski Jimmy, Megan Bain versus Dulce Tormenta, Joey Janela versus what should have been Willie Mack, and then Effie versus Juicy Finau. So Joey does not have a match right now. I wonder where we're going to get him figured out there. Do you have any ideas for Joey or no?
I don't know.
Yeah, could be anything.
Maybe give him the night off. Let him cut a promo. I don't know. Maybe have
All right,
him
then.
attacked by a masked person to set something else up. I don't know.
Dude, it's very possible. Then for night two, this is Saturday, December 14th, GCW's Highest in the Room from the UCC in Los Angeles, California. We have Ali versus Vipress, Zara Zakar versus Brooke Havoc, Matthew Justice versus Dr. Redacted, Josh Barnett versus Royce Isaac, Mance Warner and Broski Jimmy versus Los Desperados. We have Sidney Akeem, who will appear, Genesis versus Richard Holiday and Perro, and finally Matt Cardona versus Effie in the main event. That sounds like a fairly good show. There's 6 matches there that I'm really looking forward to. Do you have a match or two that you're looking forward to on this card?
Sorry. LA, let me get to LA real fast. Wait, is Too Tough Tony? Is it Violent J on Phoenix? Is that what you said? Did I miss that?
Violent J is supposed to, or was supposed to show up with Willie Mack in LA.
Okay,
I don't know about
I like
Phoenix.
this idea. Bring Too Tough Tony. Holy shit. Give me Too Tough Tony versus Joey. Fuck it, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, Too Tough Tony is another one that I need to see a lot more of. LA. I'm excited for it. I could put that back up. Hold on. I need the card. Put that back up.
Give me a second. I'm about to take everyone around my house since I've done all my notes.
All right. Yeah, Ali Vipress, like I said, I don't know. That's one of those bookings, but I'm gonna let it play out. Maybe that's the squash match I get. I don't know. Happy to see Zara versus Brooke. That's gonna be a really good match. I'm happy. You know, I can't wait to see. I hope they get enough time to showcase how much they've been improving as of late. Yeah, you called it right there. Great one. There's absolutely 2 world champions collide. I can't wait for that one. That's like one of those like Nick Wayne, like Marcus Mathers kind of matchups in GCW, the old GCW. The one that kind of sold it for me, Justice versus Dr. Redacted. I'm in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what my situation is on Saturday. I'll be there, but that match, that one's going to be nuts. That's going to be the show stealer. I cannot wait for that match. Bloodsport match, Barnett Isaacs. I already said my piece on that earlier. This is where I'm confused. You got Jimmy and Mance versus Desperados. I don't know. Like, do you have Jimmy take the L maybe, and that saves everybody except Jimmy, and then he's getting frustrated. Maybe that causes the rift to get Jimmy versus Cardona at Hammerstein. I want Jimmy versus Cardona at Hammerstein for some reason right now. Sidney Akeem, I can't wait to see what he's doing. Genesis versus Holiday Perro. That's going to be a crazy match with some fuckery with Charles Mason. So I'm interested to see what the hell that plays out with. Cardona Effie, if that's the one that's the main event right there. That's the one I'm looking forward to the most. Very, very interested to see if that holds up all week. And if so, that is what I'm looking forward to the most. That's fireworks. I don't know what's going to happen there.
Well, I'm just playing around in the main room here. I figured why not. Let's see if I can show the studio at all here. Studio. Nah, fuck it. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the sound. I guess this is just the magic of live TV tonight.
Right. That was good. Yeah. Jericho Cardona rematch. I don't want Jericho in GCW. I'm sorry. Like, it was cool when he showed up at PWG. I don't want this Jericho in GCW at all. Please, God, no. Oh, that's sports entertainment era. Oh no, that's looking more likely. Well, not likely. I guess not. I guess that's a good thing. I guess about this whole thing. I guess. get ready to run during that. Yeah, Justice and Dr. Redacted is gonna drive. Brett's gonna have the radio on that one. I'm putting money on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, TK would never let Joe go now. That's why that might be a good thing right now. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm excited for LA. Actually, I'm excited for all the different various reasons, which is the GCW show. So with LA, it's always hot, and the crowd's always hot there. So the lead up to Hammerstein, it's going to get strong. I think all these shows are going to be very, especially now going into the holidays. I might take the holidays. Who knows how crazy those shows get? But yeah, I'm interested to see what happens now. I totally forgot about Cardona versus Effie. Like, I'm really actually excited for that now.
You were talking about my house, my little houses.
Yeah. Show it out for Gringo. But yeah,
Yep.
we'll be
This
in
is
LA.
this is live TV at its finest right here, guys. Okay. Sorry, bud. I just had to do something different
No, you're
because we're doing something different.
I was just gonna say we're gonna be in LA, so anybody that sees us, say hi. Don't come up to us, and yeah, I can't. It's gonna be fun. I'm actually looking forward to LA, because this was I wasn't gonna go, and then like I said, I think Dr. Redacted Justice kind of made me change my mind there.
Yeah, if you guys see B, he likes his ass pinched. Just remember that.
Come on, man.
Okay, he likes 2 full hands on his ass. Sorry, guys.
Let's go. All right, long live.
Should we close it out for the evening?
Yeah, let's close it out. You're getting cut off here.
All righty. Let's go outside for the exit.
Hold on. You got some comments here. You're pretty damn. The houses were pretty cool. The trees are actually really cool. Frank's mom has that same Merry Christmas trailer, D56.
Here's the
D56.
This is the jacuzzi and pool that ends up getting so many stories. And the dogs. There's Lucy.
Kev, hey, Kev, that puzzle looked really cool though. That was a really good puzzle of Dodger Stadium.
Oh, yeah, we have what a great episode tonight. We're so professional.
Right.
All right, let's do it, brother.
All right. Hold up. We got that video. Oh, let me get the video, I guess, since you lost it. We're gonna do the Paul Heyman video real fast.
Ooh. See if I can get the Christmas tree.
There we go. Let me get this. I guess I can't do it. All right. Well, actually, we'll get the Hammerstein, or we'll get the promo next week for Paul Heyman. I'll make that a priority for next weekend. We'll open the show up with it. Give us.
Yeah, I had it up on my computer, but nobody can fucking hear me. So.
Right. All right, man. You ready to call it?
Let's fucking do it, brother. You ready?
All right. Thank you, everybody. Reed, Rose, great one. Kev, Frank, Clown, Quirios. What we got else? We got a lot of people. Blake earlier. Rose. Yeah, that's everybody, I think. All right. Thank you, everybody, hanging out. And here we go. Long. I hear my own voice. That's an echo. Live. Yeah, your family's gonna love going to bed with this.
Oh, they fucking GC
W.
Good night.